This episode of Speakers of Heidelin is made possible by our generous patrons. Special thanks to our supreme and master speakers, Omagecat Comet, Erisu Yamakawa, Alex Franco AV, Winebow Brood, Aurora Templeton, Psyche, Azuta Starbreeze, Cletus Oreo, Nina Grimstar, Lily Black, Bob CC, Mictor Rabentau, Anathus Moonscar, Pamela Isley, Elenriel Maximus, Codrith Novelist, Mira Miri, Celestau Nautrell, Lazy Boy, Luke Osborne, Pandaloo Stormarrow, Tex, Kai Lin, Arthur Law, Buridan Derard, Cypup, Spencer Christmas, Celine DeLune, Edwin, Webster Wolf, Severa, Circa Barakil, Kazran, Ventos Tia, Ryark Forbear, Late in the House, Tony, Arcadia Lunashine, Framboise Zakharov, Bergie, Fudge, Zephiel, Cafe, and Gregorium Cartus. Get early access to audio and video versions of the show, including the post-show, by supporting us at patreon.com/speakersxiv. Thank you. This is Speakers of Heidelin. Good evening, Aorcians. Welcome to Speakers of Heidelin, episode 406. I'm Lakeel Bravestone, and I'm joined today by Georgi Whiston, Mela Vanadar, and Rollo Des. Don't look at me like that. Sorry. If you're wondering why I have...
Okay, fucking stop the show right now and go shave. That shit's charged by now. Please.
We've already had this discussion before stream.
But you didn't show us.
I was shaving this morning, and then my my razor head broke. So I just finished this part, and the rest is unfortunately growing wild. So that'll be sorted by tomorrow. I'm on it, but I'm sorry. I'll look a little disheveled today. So that's
as you said, gamer.
I look like
derogatory.
I look like a gamer, derogatory. Yeah.
I don't like seeing you like this. You look
No, I don't like it either. I've never been more unnerved.
I don't really give a shit, but the fact that I think Rollo's reaction is my favorite because he's like he feels genuinely like deeply upset, like shy almost. He's like shy. He's like, oh my god.
It's like when a child sees their dad without the beard for the first time. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, who are you? I'm sorry. This will be gone soon.
Rollo can't actually look at you.
No, because it's also not finished.
No.
So it looks
I look
I'm sorry.
unkempt. I've told you, this isn't a style, this is an emergency. I am ill.
I can't stop looking at your shit.
I think
I have to put this guy. I can't look at the screen anymore. I'm gonna close that window.
I love that I can go a week without shaving on the live letter coverage. No one says anything.
No.
As soon as Lakeel gets another
Well, because I am always
everyone sees
you can see it.
I am always clean shaven, you know? But today I'm not. I'm sorry. Today, we're continuing our Media Tour breakdown, so we'll be going through the interviews today. Also, Live Letter 82. This is a big episode, by the way. So, Live Letter 82 and the Media Tour breakdown part 2 is happening today. So, XL episode, let's go. We'll not be reading Mogmail because obviously we don't have time. Send us Mogmail for next week, because if you have any thoughts about what we're talking about, speakersxiv.com/Mogmail. There will be no post-show, obviously, because this is an XL episode. Should also mention then, we have channel updates. We don't have recent events. Well, we kind of have. We'll mention it now at the top of the show. We'll be doing our... this is kind of recent events. Our Goodbye Endwalker parade will happen on Sunday, the last Sunday before
Always
launch.
drinking, Rollo. Always.
Sunday the 22nd. Sorry, Sunday the 23rd. It will be normal stream time, so 7 p.m. Central European time.
It's creeping up so fast. I've still got leveling to do. There's only a fucking less than 2 weeks to
Did
go.
you get the PvP armor?
I got that
thing?
that I got a long time ago.
I got that like 6 months ago.
Never mind. Don't forget.
I'm only like 2 ranks away. I'll get it before the expansion starts.
Yeah.
Q.
That's like 20 matches. It's fine.
Yeah.
Let's see when he forgets to start the expansion. I want to see that.
For those that haven't been on an end of expansion parade, by the way, we walked through all the areas of that expansion, together. So it'll be a big gang.
Our cartographer has sorted the route.
Yeah, the route is laid. So we do have that. So remember,
horrible route.
It is a horrible route.
Zone splits this expansion.
The worst expansion they've ever done? Question mark.
That's not what I said.
It's because the zones don't connect.
None of them do.
No. So
can you? Well, yeah.
That's something to.
We'll enjoy going through it like that.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah. You have to be on Ragnarok. That's our server. So Ragnarok on Chaos. So prepare a character or
you can
data center
travel over
to get there. Okay. That's that. Also, the illustration countdown has started as well. That's on the Lodestone every day. It's pretty good so far.
I like them.
Do this for every expansion, so it's a good way to get some nice art while you wait. Okay, that's that. Let's. Oh yeah, I'll mention Mogmail since we are going to cover a lot of stuff today from the media tour and from the live letter. You can send in your thoughts at speakersavvy.com/Mogmail. Well, let's start this circus with the live letter 82, which.
Wow.
Yeah, wow. We're gonna start. They opened the live letter with the launch trailer, so we should probably watch that first.
They disappeared for 45 seconds or something after their pre-stream.
We're gonna need the audio today, Lakil.
We are.
That's true. We're gonna have to try to figure out the audio. That's fine.
Look how young.
Peggy 16.
Fan cred. You stole. Look how young they're looking.
You stole? I don't like her looking at me like that. Also, she's
judging you.
She looks weird. Am I going crazy?
They do. They all look a little weird.
They do all look a little bit different. We could hear that, by the way. I don't know if
Peggy.
Yeah.
You could hear
She's
Peggy.
looking a little white.
Okay, they did.
Whiter than usual.
She's been in a cave or whatever that law is for her tones.
Yeah, instead of tanning, she's been caving.
Yeah.
Well, she's still probably the most tan person on this page.
Don't remind me.
Okay. Let's see. Okay. Dawntrail trailer.
Thank you.
E16.
And just again, we heard the Peggy. Everyone heard the Peggy? Chat, did you hear the Peggy? Just wait for chat to confirm. Peggy? Okay, we heard Peggy. I'm assuming that means yes, we heard Peggy. Yes? Yes. Cool.
Peggy 16.
I'm going to turn it down a little so we can talk. But okay, and again, it's going to be very annoying because we're going to keep pausing, so please watch it before. This should not be the first time you watch this trailer. Also, audio listeners, this is the point where the audio will cut to the end of this analysis.
Oh.
If you want to watch it,
is that what you do? Is that what you've been doing?
For the most part.
That makes sense.
If you want to watch,
I wouldn't want to listen to it.
If you want to watch our analysis, you have to go watch the video version. Links in the description for that. All right. Here we go.
Well, for once, the fate of the world doesn't rest on our shoulders. We might even get a chance to enjoy ourselves.
Can I just
Famous
say,
last words.
There's that Lalafell. Who is that again? Is that the dude from Baldesion?
Another one from
That's her sibling.
But why?
That's the one that
the shadows cast on their face makes them look
very
ancient. Yeah.
I mean, I think it might just be the distortion from the video quality.
Yeah.
I don't think this is HD either.
Oh no, you're right.
This is in 240p.
Yeah.
Oh, let's get that crisp.
Oh, you've been to 4K? Okay,
yeah,
all right.
hell yeah.
Big boy.
So what we got? We got Tatara Graha, the Leve parents. Well, I think that's Windwolf's character in the blue top.
Wow, something everyone will understand.
Yeah.
I don't. I
think he's just
Y'Shtola's not here to see us off.
Who?
Y'Shtola.
Oh, Y'Shtola.
She's in the books.
library.
She's in the cave.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's got to get that skin whiter. Come on.
Yeah.
We might even get a chance to enjoy ourselves.
Do not be so quick to relax.
Oh no, stormy weather. It's just like the start of Stormblood when we got trapped on the Siren Song Cove.
And just like the start of Dawntrail.
Yeah.
The boat. And like the start of 1.0. You're on the boat.
There was no storm at the start of Endwalker.
No.
Alizé is dead.
Alizé is dead, and then
It looks like she was stuck in the glue trap. Like the way she was
like a fly.
Yeah.
Test is said and done. It'll be your daughter who sits the throne. Me.
That's what Luke likes right now.
Walk Lamar.
Meteor dude with the stubble.
I'm gonna shave in the middle of the show.
It's a booby!
Oh my god, a blue-footed booby!
I'd never noticed it before because it goes by so quickly, but Luke paused at the exact time you could see it. It's a booby!
Booby!
Put that one in the thumbnail.
So, ship cast off from the docks. In retrospect,
Yeah, I will say.
Prior to this episode, HD boobies.
No.
I do think Woklamat's voice actor is doing. She's really kind of, how do I say, fit into the role of Woklamat a lot more now. You know?
Yeah.
Oh, that's such
Like,
an
that's very
interesting thing to say with
interesting.
everyone. Yeah, because
the
there's still
community
been a
is-
lot of people that say that it's not a good voice actor.
I
Yeah. We
think they're saying that
quite
for
like
other
that.
reasons.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so too, but yeah.
We all internally disagreed with that.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's a bad voice
battle
actor.
against the storm would prove a
I
fitting
think she
prelude
sounds very
to the
much
coming
like a young whippersnapper out in the world.
Yeah. So what do we have? He's having.
We've got a pink cat who's like been completely shaved. Like
Why is
red
it-
raw. It's disgusting.
Why is he showing off? Why is he showing off just like mysterious paper bag as if you know what you're being given?
And that fucking Mamorja's got a taco.
Yeah, look at him. Why is he holding it like it's gonna fall out?
He's holding it like that's why
He's
Brahma
holding.
held it so badly.
You don't. He's got the strongest death grip.
It
ever,
might
Lola.
be a quesadilla, so it might be.
Oh, that's
melted.
true.
It could be.
Yeah.
It could be a case.
yeah.
Could be a quesadilla.
Quesadilla, yeah.
Thank you, Mela, because I was going to do that joke.
The road to adventure beckons once more.
Okay.
Beautiful. But otherwise meaningless.
Yeah,
Oh,
don't-
big boy. The promise of a thrilling journey.
Swole cactuar.
Now,
Okay, this
now,
bit-
this is important because we
Very
see reflections.
briefly, I
Nyla.
genuinely thought this was from the trailer, like how HD his fucking toes are. I was
Have you
so
looked at
impressed
the
with that
reflection?
bit.
I haven't looked at it yet, but I realized
No,
too late
no.
that there were reflections that show here.
In
so
his toenails?
now we can see the frame rate.
Oh god.
Oh,
Oh, it was better.
that looks like it was correct.
But how HD are those juicy feet? Oh my
Wait,
god.
which one was Estinian fighting? Was that the racist Mamulja?
Wow.
No, that's him.
No,
that's
that's
the
him. Cool
The
Johnson.
king or whatever his.
Jar Jar?
Okay, yeah. I thought it was the second. I thought we could see the second head.
my place.
Yeah, you can see the things on his back as well.
That's the racist one, not him. The other one. In a contest to determine the ruler of a nation.
He's the racist one.
Yeah.
He's the anti-one-headed person.
Yeah, he hates one heads.
Two-head supremacy.
Woklamat, protector of peace and soon to be Dawn servant.
She sounds great. I think you guys.
Dawn, sir.
I can always take what I need later.
I'm sorry. That fucking accent they're doing is like sounds like a Mexican impression from like The Simpsons, you know, of like a bandito character that you would see.
Nation is a fortress.
I'm here to take all your money.
Oh, it was just Balagamanda, but
It is
still,
through embracing
I was
innovation
excited when I saw
that
the
we
dragon.
will usher Tuli Yolal onto a more prosperous future.
The
I like the way
fucking
the Pelu
blinking
Pelu.
Pelu Pelu.
Yeah, I hope that's an emote.
They're so straight. Like this, it's
Yeah,
looks
that's
so
how they-
complete.
flat. Arendelle?
Well, it's
Fucking
not just
creeping
the
around.
fact that they're so straight; it's
He's
that their
shitting,
heads
Mela.
straight up.
Or is he shitting?
Yeah, he's
What?
having a wee shit.
Sorry, yeah, he's like laying, like kicking his feet. you
Yeah.
know?
I
No,
like
but he's
it.
not
It's
kicking his feet.
I know, but he should be.
Yeah.
For his future.
very cute. Oh, the legendary city of gold.
Okay. So
It's an
here-
Allegan ruin, Lukiel. Oh my
No.
god.
Well, is it?
You're saying Allegan, but there's very
No.
little Allegan about this part.
This is future Allegan.
There's many cubes.
This,
You thought about
however,
This is super cool.
this looks
But also
Allegan.
Allegan.
Like this is this. I mean, if I was shown this without context, I'd be like, Allegan. But
Doesn't
it probably.
look slightly cartoonish?
Oh, I can
like
see what you mean. It
Borderlands
looks
style or
cell
something?
shaded almost. I can
Yeah,
see
it
what
looks
you mean
cell
with
shaded.
that.
It's
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah, this is driving me nuts. It looks like when I say Allegan, doesn't mean that the Allegans built it. I'm saying
It has Allegan
the
vibes.
Allegans
It could-
might have gotten some tech from somewhere. Which
It very much has the door itself. Very much has, you know,
look at the
Dalamud
look
type
at the
Allegan
thing at the
architecture.
top
There's
left.
stuff in the background differently.
The top left thing that
Yeah, it's
comes
a
into it,
tombstone.
it looks
Yeah.
it has the same, and you can see it has the veins that I'm sure I think they light up when the door opens later. So
Gods never.
Who's that?
I think that's the second head of Google Jaja. Cause
Really?
Because he's like the
Yeah.
wisdom head, and he
Yeah,
seems
and they
to
have-
know
they
a
have
lot.
two-
Fucking demon?
They have two different VAs too.
Yeah.
As
Yeah,
well.
yeah. My god, I'm looking forward to
Who's this then?
Galuf.
Well, no, Galuf is a here,
that's true.
and we know that.
It's adopted.
The most common theory right now is that this is Kryle's parents.
Mhm.
Yeah, the real parents, because
Yeah.
Galuf adopted. And that's probably why he had so much interest in the City of Gold.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It makes the most sense. But the interesting
who's-
thing is they look back and cry.
But why?
Well, only the mother.
Yeah.
yeah, Dad's out of here. He
At
doesn't give a
whom,
fuck.
though? Dad doesn't give a
I
fuck.
just
Get out of
God,
here.
Fucking Lalafell anatomy is horrendous. Look at these tiny little boots.
Oh, it's cute.
What?
What is
This
that?
is cute.
Little booties.
Yeah.
Who's she crying towards, though? Do you think like baby Kryle's there with Galuf, or do you think it's just Galuf?
Well, it looks like it's a Deco flashback, isn't it?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's definitely.
But
that.
this will be them. If Galuf was trying to get to the City of Gold to take them, rescue them, or I don't really know what the meaning of this.
For
place
some
is,
reason, they
other
have
than
to
it's
go
the
through
tunnel.
here. You know, like
Yeah.
there's some reason they seem
What
to
are
be in
they
a hurry.
seeking?
Also, like the camera's kind of
Ah.
shaking.
Anime tears.
Anime tears.
Oh,
Like I feel like there's some shaking, there's some rumbling going on.
oh yeah, they've got to get in quick.
Yeah.
There's a calamity because this is the Magi War. I don't know.
Were the Magi?
How long ago would it have been?
Yeah.
How old is
I don't know.
Kryle?
All this time, it was
Okay,
Lady
so here you see
never
it fully
tells.
lit up. For those that were saying
Very
that there's
elegant.
no lights, this is fully lit now.
But there's no blue. Now it's piss
No,
yellow.
because this isn't built by the Allegans, I think.
Yeah,
I think
it's
this
the
is something else.
Yellowgans.
Or maybe it is. This looks
It's
like
so
a
hard to
teleport
know.
device, and we know that the Allegans were fucking messing with teleport technology up until the very end.
Yeah, it is an echo, so the color scheme might not be correct.
Yeah,
That's
true.
also true.
That is true. Might
Yeah.
be like filtered out.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think it might be a different civ because the rest of the stuff here doesn't fit. I am a little reminded of the etherochemical research facility, like at
I was
the-
thinking
yeah.
that too.
Yeah.
That was the closest I could think of in terms of aesthetic.
Yeah.
That
only
specific
thing
garlic
that-
aesthetic, not the like Crystal Tower stuff.
No.
Oh yeah, this is the later or earlier stuff. I can't remember what.
Because remember,
but
you
this is
have
the,
you have
like,
those
as it's live type
cubes
stuff.
that change configuration at the very end when you get to
Yeah,
Nazian
but I still
Prime.
think the background stuff is the most non-elegant part. But the doorway is super elegant.
Yes.
The coloring of the
cubes-
of the background, at least, makes you think that whatever this is the City of Gold.
Yes.
Mhm.
It is pretty yellow here.
Yeah, I think it is
Yeah,
yellow.
that's
I
yellow,
think it
isn't
is
it?
yellow, and I think
It's
it's
so cartoony.
just the lighting.
aging, never dying, free
Okay, let's listen to what that voice is saying actually, because he does say something.
Its people lived as gods, never aging, never dying, free from hardship and conflict.
All this
This is why. Oh, he was going to say something else.
time, it was here, the city.
Oh no, it's someone
No,
else.
that's
It's
Eric Bell.
Yeah.
He's talking about. I mean, this maybe is why they're so technologically advanced in whatever this place is. If this is related to Solution 9 in any way, it's hard to know. But he says they lived as gods, never aging, never dying.
Yeah.
It sounds almost ancient in terms of society, but also a little bit comparable to the Nibirunes.
Yeah, it's so confusing.
I'm hoping it's more so an Allegan spin-off than it is just ancient Lalafell somehow.
Yeah.
It's so tough. What if it's like a time travel thing where this somehow connects to the ancient world or some shit? I don't know.
I mean, there is a good point in chat that Allegans did clone themselves, and you can view that as immortality in a way. But I don't know.
That's true.
I mean, you can't tell me that the Allegans are not going to be tied in some way to this, because they definitely got their. If this isn't Allegan, then it's definitely what the Allegans. The Allegans must have found this place.
I suspect this isn't Allegan. I suspect it's more it precedes the Allegans.
Yeah.
The question is this related in any way to Solution 9/Heritage Found, or is this totally separate in this City of Gold and the people who live forever and the blah blah blah?
It could be. I mean, true. I mean, there could be a twist. Maybe this is based on Allegan as well. I mean, that's less likely, I think, but that flashback with Kryle's parents, Kryle isn't that old, so Alleg, I mean, obviously would have been in, the past era, like 6th Astral, I'm assuming. So this could have been reconstructed through Allegan tech, this portal as well. I don't know, it depends on when this was built, but...
How much shit were we doing with Allegan technology, like, pre-Calamity and,
Well, this is a different continent.
Pre-Calamity, we did very little with Allegan
technology.
I
think Eorzeans at least have only been doing stuff with Allegan technology recently.
The Garleans were still they based a lot of their tech on Alleg.
They were.
So, which is also interesting because we've talked about how the outside of certain areas looks
that's
Garlean.
True.
So
that would be so unusual though if they got hair.
Yeah.
Never aging, never dying, free from hardship and conflict.
All this time, it was here, the City of Gold.
Just one last thing there is he said free from conflict and war, which does not match Alleg, because Alleg was constantly at war with everyone. So
they do like that.
It could be. We have theorized before that there was a split off of the Allegan Empire that didn't want war.
True.
Yeah. Was it not free from conflicts and hardship?
It was.
I would say, especially in comparison to
hardship.
the...
I mean, conflict. Sorry, conflict. They were constantly in conflict with everyone. Yeah. Well, yes, Rollo, go on.
Oh, I was just saying, in comparison to everyone in Toral, because it seems like very recently, like they said, they've been doing lots of warring against each other. So,
yeah,
I guess comparatively, like a super neutral place that nothing happens to them would seem that way.
I think that's something interesting they could explore, and I don't know if they will, but the fact that, like, Toral only very recently united, surely there are tensions and lots of people who don't agree with the united, like, nation.
I didn't vote for him.
Yeah, I hope they dig into that a bit. It could be interesting.
Yeah.
All this time, it was here, the City of Gold.
The role will be a difficult one. Because there's a... Oh my god!
What's that?
There's an orb. It's Dalaran from World of Warcraft. It's the shield around Dalaran.
That I would assume is that the thing that's containing Solution 9 or not Solution 9, Heritage Found.
But Heritage Found also has to be related to Solution 9 at this point.
Yes.
They're like one and
Yes.
the same. And but this has a train.
Yeah. We already knew that from the
I've
artwork
seen-
for Solution 9, right? So
Yeah, but who's
Yes.
built a train tunnel into this horrible void
Well,
orb?
we also know that there's a train in Shaloani. I think one of the theories that people were having... remember back when the first image they revealed of Shaloani had the big secret in the background, and then when we saw it later, it was gone.
yeah.
I think some people have been theorizing that, like, this is something that is only sometimes visible, which is maybe what this is. Like, we've made it visible, so we know it's there now.
Ah.
Oh, it's the Ralga's Reach glamour prisms.
Okay, so here's
A dungeon?
yeah.
Yeah, this is a dungeon.
And it's some sort of port, it looks like.
I mean,
this
this will be a 10 out of 10 for Rollo.
Oh, because
This purple,
you keep referencing that.
Oh my god, that is
Because it's one of the most absurd
the
justifications you've ever given.
Oh,
They-
God, I just like
This boss looks
aesthetic.
cool.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Some sort
He's
of
not
mech.
too high tech. He's fine.
I feel like he's got too many monitors in the background. What does someone need that many monitors for?
He's got two identical monsters of him, his own status.
Yeah.
Like
Yes, he
linking
does.
to his skull heart, or whatever that is.
He's a pro gamer. You just wouldn't understand.
Yeah.
Now.
Now this is a cool scene. What is
I almost wish they didn't show this because
Yeah.
this? Kind of, in a way.
this scene, like seeing like the futuristic areas is cool and all, but then seeing like these super fancy airships and this like almost a Fantasy Star Online looking armor.
Yeah. Yeah.
See,
It's
that
weird.
didn't bother me. It's when they showed them attacking that I didn't like it.
Yeah,
I feel like
that-
I would have been happier if I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That too, but
I mean, there's
I mean,
clearly an
I'm-
invasion
I mean-
force from somewhere.
Attacking is something that I could have easily thought of beforehand, but I don't like that it's kind of confirmed.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They maybe showed a bit too much in this. But it is, this is out there.
So we're fighting.
This is
Horrible
a dungeon or something around Heritage Found, I guess, or a monster there.
Yeah, it has to be. Well, no, it's
The
weird
building in the
because
background.
it could just be for the effect of the trailer, but like
That's
it's using a level 3 limit break, so that would make me think it's not a dungeon.
That's
Yeah.
true.
It looks like we've broken like the whole. Have they
Maybe
broken
it's
out
a-
of the build, like out of the wall?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
they're escaping, which is interesting.
Why would anyone want to escape?
Hmm.
Oh,
That's perfect.
Valagamander.
Alexander.
Oh my god, look, he's dropping different feathers.
Yeah.
And the arena's split into different squares, so gotta be careful. Some of those squares you'll definitely not want to stand on, and obviously the feathers will do an AoE around them when they
I've
go.
seen those feathers a lot recently in Suzaku.
Yeah.
Don't
Well-
go near the feathers, guys.
Sorry, you say we break in, chat, but you can see the rubble is on this side. That's the inside, no?
Someone's broken out.
So
Yeah.
I'm assuming this
And
creature's
it
coming
could
from
Also,
the
be
inside.
he's-
Trial's parents.
he's-
Yeah.
doing an LB3 too, which you don't really do in dungeon. So
Yeah.
Just said that already.
We've
oh, you did. Oh,
we've
sorry.
been through that.
You are right.
All right.
Okay, that is a visual and a half.
Yeah.
I don't really know
What is
I'm looking
this?
at.
No, I don't know what I don't have any idea what this is supposed to be.
No.
It's like
Is this the heart that
Data.
keeps like Solution 9 like hidden or floating or whatever?
Mm.
is this the new Heidelin?
Could it be?
Yeah, New Highlands a pyramid instead of
Artificial Heidelin.
Yeah, I don't like these.
What? You don't? I think they look dope as
See,
hell.
they're on.
They do
literally
look cool,
just
but I don't like them.
literally just reskinned world citizens.
They,
Well, also true.
you
Yeah.
can see that they're on the inside, so they're coming out. I think.
Hmm.
Yeah.
With their carrot swords. Don't. What is this? What is
This
going
part,
Why is
I
the
didn't need to
people
see this.
invading this?
Yeah.
This could have been saved. Yeah, we didn't need this, but.
But here's the
alright.
thing, mate. Who knows what this? They love teasing things that, like, remember, this could be in the past.
Mhm.
This could have already
Yeah, that's
happened,
true.
or this could be a future vision like we have of what could happen, or there's lots that it could be.
Yeah.
You never know.
That's a cool looking boss.
before.
Oh my god, she has some eyebrows. I just noticed.
Yeah.
Oh,
She does have some eyebrows.
Beautiful.
she's got a monobrow, but it's shaved on the sides.
God, you know that forehead is big as hell underneath
Oh yeah,
those
she's got a
bangs.
Menfina up in there.
She has
cool,
got
though. I
a
quite like her
collar
outfit.
attached to nothing.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, it's to keep the rest of her outfit on. That's the only thing keeping it on.
It's holding up her chest.
There's a lot
Yeah.
of speculation
Eating
about who
vegetable.
this could be. We'll get to that.
There
in
is a
second
lot of
when we get-
speculation.
There's-
Okay.
What
hey,
was the
listen,
boss before this? Just go back a couple of frames.
Okay.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. It's like
Wait, who's
It's like
Erenville
Amber
looking
Weapon,
back
isn't it?
at? Yeah, it does look a little bit like that. Who is Eren? Like, because Erenville's looking back at something while the rest of everyone is running away. Erenville knows someone that's
following
happening
us.
Hmm.
We're running away from something, and he's checking for guards. We're breaking in.
Is this Eliminator? Is it?
No. Eliminator
but-
has the massive arm. He has the
Yeah.
the
Yeah, it has a
biting arm.
massive sword arm.
I think it might be Emerald Weapon. I think that's what it.
This is
It's based
Eliminator,
off.
isn't it?
Yeah, it could
This
be.
is Eliminator.
Is
I
this
think.
Eliminator?
Because
Big
he was
arm,
gold,
I
isn't he? The
Yeah.
Eliminator.
He had a big ar- yeah,
that's
they
the
see
big
a big
arm.
arm.
Yeah.
But this is an interesting location because this does not look like most of what we've
We
seen.
will
But-
come back to this when we get to a certain
Mhm.
slide, because if you look in the back,
Okay.
that looks like a castle in the background.
Yeah,
does,
And
it
I
does.
think I recognize
That's
some of
a-
that
Oh well,
castle.
I've been there before.
Yeah, I think I've been there too. Okay.
Keep it quiet though. Hold on to your hat.
No, can you go back there again? Because that's showing Erenville and our group with Thancred and Urianger. So at some point we will start working together. So
Is that crab wearing a hat made of straw?
Yeah.
and Destinian.
Got a problem
That's
with that?
cool. No, I like
We
that.
still don't. We still
Like, it's
have
like
no
hay.
idea what Destinian is doing this expansion. By the way,
He's just
He's just-
chilling.
He's
He's just
chilling.
there.
Leave him
He
alone.
has known what
Leave
he's
him
doing
alone.
since like Heavensward.
Yeah.
He just follows.
Yeah.
Much about the key remains shrouded.
What
in
is that?
The key. Much about this is a
This is
key.
very important. Whatever this weird hourglass goblet thing is very important.
Yes.
we have to have our hands on this because this is clearly in like
Yeah.
some sort of Turali location.
Yeah.
in
I think it
mystery.
shows them holding it at some point. Oh,
Oh,
We
they have
got
like
another
cyber
good-
trees too.
yeah, they had
Good
cyber
look
trees.
at this portal again, now fully lit up.
Yashtola's
Oh.
there.
Yeah, you're still
Yeah,
there.
the Stolder's there. Arenville, Wuklumat, Estinian, both twins, Dankred, Urianger, and
This is us opening this
Louis
portal.
Soir?
Yeah,
Who the
Louis.
fuck's that
Yeah,
guy
Louis
at the
Soir's
front?
here. Yeah.
Who is the guy at the front?
That's the Catboy, isn't it?
No.
What code?
No.
It doesn't look
Is
like
it?
him.
I don't think it doesn't look like him.
Who is that?
Some new character that we haven't met yet, I guess.
And this isn't an echo flashback, so
Yeah,
it
this is
confirmed.
Oh, there's a little tiny Mamulja on the right. One of the baby ones with us.
Oh, they're baby
And
mom.
yes, baby Mamulja, main character confirmed.
Oh
To
yeah.
the right of Estinian,
I
right
saw
next to
him.
the.
It was
Yeah.
very hard to see, but yeah, I see him.
Yeah, it was quite hard to see. I didn't comment on it because I couldn't see it myself.
Baby Mamulja in her
Oh, they're
hearts.
so cute. I love them.
Hmm.
Ah. Running Amanda phase 2?
What is
Oh,
this relic
what's he
of
doing?
theirs? Who made it?
Okay, so yeah, we're holding on to it.
I will be the next Dawn servant, and I'll protect my people's
Oh,
happiness
maybe
to
it's
the
like the
last.
it's like the Tri-Wizard Tournament Cup. Like when they win the tournament, they get that.
With your
Yeah, it could be
Okay.
a trophy.
This is
Okay,
and
let's
then
listen to what
this
she
is,
has to say.
this is the big secret ending.
with your strength, could you have held fast to that which is dear without sacrifice?
It's just saying bullshit, which makes
That's
nothing.
it's
to it.
literally words. Meaningless
There
words.
is there is one NPC in that cut through that we
With
still
your-
don't know yet. It's the
rough-
Rogadin.
Yeah, the
Rogan.
Rogan.
Have held.
Oh fucking.
Oh, nice before that.
Could you?
Yeah. Oh my god. Okay.
Who
go
is he?
back. Here we
Is
go.
maybe he's the one that's wearing? Maybe he's the one that's near the front that you thought was Louis.
Oh
Suarez?
yeah, could it be? He was tall.
Yeah.
He looks cool. I like
Is he
him
a
already.
Rothgar? I guess he has a Rothgar nose, yeah.
No,
He's got the
Rogan.
big Rogan.
Oh, he's a
Yeah,
Rogadin.
All right.
Yeah.
I almost think he looks like a Highlander.
He could
But
be
he has
Gallop. No, he can't.
He has
the
eyebrows.
square nose.
Yeah,
the square
yeah.
nose. That's a Rogadin trait.
Who would he be?
Or the flat square nose. Okay. So who the hell is this? Well, we know that this lady now is tied to Solution 9.
Maiden of
this
Light?
digital thing. This
Because you can see it in her aesthetic.
and
as
also
well.
where
Yeah.
she's standing as well. Like she is clearly in that.
She's in the purple zone.
Yeah.
Which doesn't look like she belongs in the purple zone necessarily.
Yeah, get her out.
So who?
Compared to the
Okay.
other purple people.
Let's go through the flashbacks just so we don't miss anyone. So we have
Wuklamat
Kryl.
and
Kryl
Kryl.
and Wuklamat.
And
Him,
Urion
next
Shade
to a
and...
creature.
Which one do you
and-
think that is?
That's the. I feel like that's the other one that's
one-headed
part
one?
of the. No, because it's got the horrible eyes. It's I think it's
racist
one.
one?
Yeah, I think it's the racist one.
Okay. Alizé and Alphino.
Him.
That's the one-headed one.
yeah, look,
Yeah.
there's
That's the one
there's the dude again on the right. The
Mhm.
he has the same blue kind of scarf
Oh yeah,
thing.
I wonder who he is. Oh, I'm very intrigued.
Thancred.
This is Thancred.
This is Thancred, and then
That's the
Good.
king.
King.
Raja. Yastodi.
Yestola. Estinian.
Estinian having... He's got a thought in his head.
That
Owner.
guy.
Aaronville.
Aaron Phil. And there's Graha.
Graha Tia.
And that's it.
And Warrior
and then
Flight.
Warrior Flight.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, it is interesting. So that's it.
I kind of agree that they showed maybe more than they should have, but at the same time, it's only asked more questions.
It's only the fight. It's only the war part that I didn't like being shown. The rest
could
of it
be
I
a
thought was
curveball.
sufficiently intriguing.
Yeah.
I feel like they always do that with every like
They do,
launch
yeah.
trailer specifically. Like they always just give you one thing too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
It's
they
just how it is.
they haven't shown us the Golden City yet, and that's like
They've
that's
shown us teasers of what it could be,
Yeah.
but not really.
They haven't
enough
confirmed for us what the Golden City
Yeah.
is. We might have seen it.
yeah we
I
might
think they've subverted our expectations.
yeah. Okay, so that's the trailer. Now they're going to show some more stuff, so we're going to discuss more about what we actually saw in that trailer, because there's that one shot where you see those buildings in the background. That's very interesting.
That's a while away.
It is a while away, but we'll work our way through now. So here's the new artwork with
Yes.
It's only the Warrior of Light and Kryl that is new, I believe. The rest of it we had in Shadowbringer and Walker. Sorry.
yeah, a lot of just very butt on.
Well, I don't
Alizé.
really want to bring it up, but everyone knows
It is very.
it's odd.
I'm not talking about that.
No,
No, I don't want
just,
to go there.
we're just moving on.
I don't want to
but
go there.
Just acknowledging that that's very strange.
Mhm.
All right, new city. So it started off with the usual. It's Fox Clan and Yoshi P. This was it was translated live, which made it a very long live
Thank you,
letter.
Amy.
Thank you, Amy. Yes, very long live letter. I think 4.5
was
hours.
so tired by the end of it. She
Yeah.
was mumbling and barely even like she was.
Yeah. So
She was just joining in Japanese by the end. It wasn't even
Well,
translated.
I love that. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, I like
she was on. I mean, she's based on the West Coast, which for her would have started at like 4 a.m.
And I imagine there's a lot of pre-stream prep they have to go
Yeah,
through.
and-
So.
Yeah.
She just did the media tour interviews like
That's
a
true.
week
Oh, God, yeah.
before. So she was definitely in Cali
Yeah.
This
just
poor girl.
before this, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Well, no, because I think she lives there, Rollo.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. She was in California for going to Japan, so just the time zone adjustment.
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna try to get through this relatively fast. They showed us some pictures of the new areas. So
Yeah.
we've sort of seen this already. Some of these already a lot
Yeah.
through the media tour.
Nothing.
It's not too much to
Nothing
say.
new or surprising for Tuliolal.
I'll tell you now.
No,
This I
they
think
showed the day and
I feel like
Right,
we've
and
seen
that's-
this specific shot many times.
I
before,
think so
even,
too. It's
so-
not.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Very pretty.
it's very pretty. Yes. Then there's a night
Looks
shot.
cool.
Tuliolal.
Yeah,
looks
they
very
lingered on the
nice.
lanterns again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
This is more like it.
Urkapacha. With
This
that
is where I want to live.
big mountain in the background. He did say something about the mountain. He said like you will be able to go
They'll
to the
go
mountain.
towards it. You like he
Towards.
said, as you progress, you'll go towards
Well-
the mountain, and I assume there'll be a dungeon on the mountain or something.
I
rather than-
suspect the dungeon before, because we know that Valagamandir is level 93
Yeah.
Mhm.
trial, because we saw footage of its level and stuff.
Mhm.
I would suspect that that's the level 93 dungeon.
And then when it gets to the top of the mountain, you fight him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that would be my
makes sense.
simplest guess.
It's no Todd Howard Skyrim mountain climbing, but
Right.
it's something.
No.
Then we got this.
Oh, I love it.
See,
I love ruins.
I love ruins too. I find the round building doesn't match the aesthetic of everything else, but I don't know why I feel that way.
The round building goes a bit more European.
Yeah, it's
Yes,
very
that's my issue with it.
a medieval European kind of building, but
Mm,
I mean, maybe it's just from this side. It looks like that.
Yeah.
yeah.
Or maybe they're just some weird people from our region over there.
Yeah,
Who knows?
you never know.
That's possible.
Maybe someone built
Was-
on top of it.
Yeah.
Wasn't this at the point at which he says that there were some people saying that it's almost like real life?
Yeah. Almost like real life.
I mean,
Yeah, he
Oh,
said
yeah,
that some people were
right.
saying that to him.
Yes, that's true. He like oversold.
I mean, this screenshot's very good in because 14 isn't traditionally very good at like colorful, nice areas, but it's good at quite realistic.
You
Color
know what this
schemes.
reminds me of actually? The that Greek, the one in Athens, the Acropolis. You know, that's kind of like
oh
the,
yeah,
the mountain.
Acropolis.
I can say that.
You can almost. It looks like there's like Greek style pillars back there too.
Yeah, this particular shot is interesting because from other angles, I feel like it does match more of like a Machu Picchu type vibe. But this
Yeah.
one, this particular angle just gives me like Western vibes a little bit more.
Yeah, I know it's cool. I like it.
The
I'm going to
ruins,
enjoy
I don't
exploring
know.
this zone.
Okay. Next is Kazumaoka. Showed this picture again.
Seen this a million
Illogical.
times.
Yeah, we've seen this shot.
Illogical waterfalls.
Yes.
They talked about how the rivers are dirty.
Yes.
Yeah,
they
I
did.
like how the water gets progressively filthier the lower down you
Yeah,
get.
it's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. But then they showed this, which is cute. This is the
They live in like pottery gourds.
yeah,
I love the range of colors in this in terms of the foliage.
Yeah,
yeah. Very
I feel like
Yeah.
oftentimes
Yeah.
I feel like oftentimes when we see like so many types of plants, they're all the same color in most zones.
mm,
I
Mhm.
agree.
Oh, like
It's giving
Lakeland.
East End.
Oh,
Yeah, like Lakeland.
I love it, but
yeah.
Lakeland almost got it right, but it didn't. It was. I don't know. There was something slightly off about the purple. This is closer.
Okay, I'm seeing.
need a bit of
I'm
variety.
I'm seeing conversations in chat that we're wrong. Well, I haven't said anything about the structures in the previous picture. Apparently, we know nothing, Jon Snow, about structures in Latin America. I
just from that
don't
angle,
pretend to know
that's all I'm
anything. I think it
saying.
looks fine, but that's them. That's their comments. We
And
are
it's-
not
I was thinking
architects.
it's like the-
We don't know anything
we were
about nobody.
We were specifically saying from that particular angle and from other angles, it does look more South American.
Hmm
Yeah.
It's just, maybe that particular shot is deceiving to us.
I know nothing.
But
so
Square
don't-
Enix
don't
took a
come
lot
after
of,
me.
I don't know nothing. either. I
They
just
took
remember
lots of
it.
advice from, cultural advisors. So I'm sure they've done it right.
I think it's fine. This
It doesn't really matter what it looks like.
look at this
It's-
Latin
it's a game.
American design. This is just like
loved
South
when
America
that-
right there.
I love
Yeah.
like, those Brazilians that live in teapots.
Ah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love the
very
the
famous
pottery gods.
in South
This is
America.
the favelas look like.
Yeah, yeah,
in,
yeah. Classic favela. Yeah, I love the just very 11-esque looking place. This is of
It's
course
nice.
where the Moblins live. And then we have Yaktel, which now
this
we're
is
in areas that we haven't seen in the media.
Yaktel's
tour.
got me a bind because I thought Urkapachi was going to be the number one zone, but not this section of Yaktel, but the under canopy thing.
Mm-hmm.
It was fucking beautiful. It was like World of Warcraft fantasy,
like this
compared to
and
so nice.
the fact that like the sort of weather or the climate changes, they showed us
it was so good.
Yoshi P towards the. I don't think we actually have any footage of it.
No.
But Yoshi P shows himself flying up and down from here up until the above section, the previous slide, and it's pretty seamless.
Yeah,
it was so cool.
It's like it's like it feels like what they were going for with like the transition to like Dimwald in the fringes.
Yeah, I thought Dimwald was okay, but it was weirdly like it was just that little corner. This was, and the mobs here like have a blue like magical etheric glow, and the plants are all different.
Yeah,
this is the zone. That's the weird thing about this expansion is they've managed to finely nail very like high fantasy, like really like fantasy type stuff, like an elven forest type thing, and yet also we have the most futuristic bonkers stuff as well. It's a very weird expansion.
Yeah, it does have. Yeah, and we did see things that look like fireflies in one section of this.
Yeah, this place is. I'm gonna really enjoy just flying around here and wandering around.
Yeah. Then we have Shalawani, which is the Wild West looking spot.
I want to go to the saloon.
Yeah, it's a saloon.
Yes. This place is cool.
Said that very dusty. Yoshi said it's very dusty. That's the weather condition.
He said that
the weather
dusty.
doesn't.
He said that clear skies will be less common than sandstorms.
I think
dust
this place
storms.
is good.
And again, we
It's
see
also
this.
very different.
We see these train tracks, and I just.
Oh please!
We won't get it. Although
You'll never get it.
There's no
You know what?
Get
I'd
over
be
it.
okay if it would just phase right through you if it moves. Like it's totally you can't interact with it all. But if I can see a train moving,
Yeah,
I would.
That's more likely.
Yeah, but we're not getting it. There's no.
We're not getting it now. But still, I love this place.
Yeah,
it
looks
it's
cool.
very cool.
Yeah. Okay, we're almost there. Heritage found. We see this shot of some sort of. It looks like they're doing mining.
Is this a lift?
Yeah, look, it has full of like it's full of like rocks or like square rocks. It looks like, and
I don't think we should be allowed laser ropes. That's
Okay.
That's one thing too far.
That's too far.
This is where I draw the line.
I
Laser
see.
rope.
Right.
Oh, this is
okay.
like, it's like a what's that thing? You know that in like mines that thing that like lifts up ores on like an elevator.
That's
You know?
what this is. You can see
Yeah,
that
we know
it goes up, it empties it into this
Yeah.
arm, and then comes
Yeah.
back down the other way around.
Yeah.
So yeah.
The issue is that we're not miners, so we have no idea what this actual tool is called.
No.
We just
Miners
know it by
in the
visual.
coal miners in the chat or comments, please. What is the
Is it just
rock
ex-
elevator called?
You don't have to be a coal miner because I think they use this for other minerals as well.
Yeah.
Any mineral people,
A
miners,
coal
in general.
elevator, whatever this is. We don't know if they're excavating coal. It could be an ore. Could just be an excavator. of
I
some
would
sort.
suspect it's not coal because I think that would be very boring and disappointing
It's
for the
not coal,
civilization
no,
to
but
be
just-
mining.
Yeah. This isn't really that interesting. What's interesting is this. Because
excuse me.
I must have
Alexandria?
I must have put the wrong slide in here. This looks to be from the.
Mikhail, is this the Final Fantasy IX remake?
Slide that I put in here. I mean, come the fuck on.
This is Alexandria.
This is Alexandria. And in the shot we saw in the trailer where there's like a castle in the background, that has to be Alexandria Castle. That has to be. So
What
this
does
is
it
a
mean?
full-on like 9.
Well, there's no guarantee it will
Reference.
be called that, but it's definitely a reference.
It's 100% a reference. I mean,
What does this mean, though, Mikhail?
I don't know. Well, actually, we already have some theories tying 9 in. We've talked about the
We
genome
do.
theory.
Yeah, we might have a black and white moment this time.
We might.
We're getting a few black and white moments, 100%.
Yeah, I think so. But yeah, I mean, it's obviously in ruin.
What
I mean-
heritage found? Now, what is that? It's are they? Because we had theories about like the ark coming over.
Yeah.
from a different source or whatever, which is a good theory, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So is this maybe this is the style of buildings that they had on their planet that they're now recreating here?
Did they
But it looks
somehow
destroyed.
teleport a part of their civilization? I mean, there's a lot of.
That's why it's so like flattened and
yeah, it didn't work. It didn't work. Maybe
one of the members of our community, Rivicus, talked about how in French the name would more accurately translate as heritage rediscovered. So the idea is that it was lost and it has been refound.
Mm-hmm. So that's interesting.
What does that imply?
I don't know. I mean, this city is obviously not popular. There's no one lives here. Like, it's all dark and abandoned.
I'm leaning very heavily into our something was carried over and it went wrong, and that explains the weather effects here, because why would the ether be so imbalanced unless something had gone wrong?
Yeah.
It's destroyed.
Could like a whole city have been like transported onto our shard and caused like all this mayhem with the weather because of some sort of ethereal shift? I don't know what it's called.
Imbalance.
And then it didn't, maybe we don't know if it was done on purpose or by accident, either. I mean, it could be anything. But why?
Then what's all the technological stuff around it?
Well, see, that's the other thing. They are not necessarily connected, right?
Exactly.
So I don't know. There's a lot of things this could be.
So many questions.
Yeah, Isle of Val. Yeah, that's true. Isle of Val did just. That's a whole island that just got yeeted off. So
there wasn't a huge amount of damage to it in terms of the structure.
It was ethereally imbalanced, though. Wasn't it?
Ethereally, it was imbalanced. Yeah.
So that could have happened. I mean, but there's also a difference between teleporting an island from one place to another on the same shard. But this has clearly come from somewhere else. So the journey has been. They might be coming from a place where the ether works differently, and maybe it brought some of that with it and caused this mayhem. I don't know.
Or which was the calamity of lightning again?
Early.
Oh, that's early.
Yeah, I know. Is it the first or the second one?
First is fire. Right?
Okay. Is it possible that maybe they were teleported through time then?
Possible.
Yeah.
And that's why this is ethereally imbalanced towards lightning.
What if this were I know we don't like them, but the ancients teleported.
Don't speak for me.
A city here, and the people who lived in that city were who they turned somehow into the Garleans, because we've had this theory about the Garleans being, from somewhere else, generated, created somehow. And that's why this looks nice and old and cool, because that's what they used to be like. And then everything around it is like the weird proto-Garlean whatever technology that they created and built up to bring them over. Maybe. Who knows?
Yeah.
Something crazy's happened here.
Something, yes. There's... God, I wanted to find out.
I'm just confused about how this links in potentially to the technology around it, and even more so Solution 9, if this is related or not.
Yeah, that's... Yeah.
There's a lot of questions.
There are a lot of questions. I was trying to find that point in the trailer where he stands in front of the castle again, because
it's where they're fighting Eliminator or whatever.
Yeah, it was around here somewhere. There's something on the sides of the it looks like it's like cut off the building. Let me just see if we can find it again. Was it here? Yeah, here.
Yeah, there it is.
Did you see like what it?
Yeah, it's transitioning into the technology side itself.
Yeah, you can see like the support beams for like
two different building styles have been like teleported one into the other.
Or is it contained within another structure? Is this like... I don't know.
Maybe Alexandria was here, and then the people who teleported in destroyed it, and that's why there's the cool technology like broken inside their building.
Possibly. I could also see it being that like this civilization, whatever it was, made their buildings and stuff out of a material that they realize is more useful for something else, and that's why they're starting to mine it.
Yeah, kind of like a reusing of the old bricks and the like. Or I guess maybe it's not just regular brick, but something fancy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's also something. Do you see in the top right, in that like middle section
weird
of the
cubey
castle? There's a
things?
weird cubey thing that like moves. Do you see that?
Yeah.
It's like blocks. Oh, you can see it on the second tower. There
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Is this like a
Possible
digital
Minecraft collab?
Is it like a projection? Like, is that what we're seeing? Oh, also, do you see the blocks?
Yes. Maybe that's why we've never found this before to kill.
Oh, yeah, because this isn't.
A lot of people were
actually
talking about the
there.
big glamour, and maybe this is a different type of glamour.
There's also some
It's
blocks.
got instead of glamour prisms, it's glamour cubes.
Do you see? You can't see my mouse, but okay, maybe I should make it so you can see my mouse. We're a little
I didn't really want
we
it
don't
to
have
just
time
be
for
a glamored thing, though.
this. You see here? Look at these white
like
blocks.
yeah.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
they're moving up.
Oh yeah. Well, that's weird.
Yeah. Oh, God, it's a lot happening.
They look like the stuff we found in Mount Gulg.
And look here, there's some sort of thing going up.
It's mining something. Yeah.
Yeah. Are they mining Alexandria? Like what?
Oh, that sounds.
Yeah,
like
that's what I was proposing earlier.
Yeah.
As a possibility.
So
very strange.
Very odd. Very odd. Okay. Well, there you go. Let's just throw it back to that. So that's cool. Whatever this is. Let me get my everything back here. Okay. Next, we have actual.
They got their
solution on-
Cybertruck.
This is just insane. I don't even know where he said that all of the billboards would play adverts and stuff.
Yes.
I want to go into every single shop. I need to see what they sell in Solution 9.
I want to get through here as quickly as possible.
I know I've been like joking about it, but like this literally is PSO2. This is what it looks like right now if you go to Fanstar Online.
I don't know what to make of it. He's tried to confirm and like assuage your fears that it still is very much Final Fantasy 14.
Mm-hmm.
So
I trust him. I think
I trust him for now, but it's going to be an odd one.
It is. It is.
I love the idea
cool,
that
though.
if the Mad Max gear, chat. I like what chat says. Like, imagine the Mad Max gear is the dungeon gear just before this place.
Oh God,
please.
We need a whole discussion about the Mad Max healer gear.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You didn't want the skirts. That's what you said.
Yeah.
There were motorbikes.
Motorbikes.
Apparently that says Owen in the background, by the way.
Oh,
the one
Owen.
on the right.
Okay.
Owen, is that his? God, is this the future of housing? Or you have
Oh well, no. See, the biggest theory I've seen from people, is that like it's some sort of like Solution 9 version of Rowena, a male one.
Oh my God, yeah, Owen.
Of course.
We had Rowena and Moena.
Mm-hmm.
Well, just Moen.
Oh yeah, Moen, sorry. And then now, Owen.
Do you think, because we see them here, but will we get like a fucking cyber car or a cyber bike mount?
They talked about that.
Yeah, he did tease that.
He said a lot of people will want these mounts. What we do have is something that transforms, and that might be to your taste.
Yes.
We did. Chad is bringing up something that I forgot about. We did go to the home of someone called Owen in Azizla, leading up to Endwalker.
Oh.
We needed Grahatir's DNA to get into. It was in the Habisphere in Azizla.
Yeah, I remember that. But my God, that would be the most insane call about that. Owen now is living at large in Solution 9.
Allegan, right? So
he is Allegan.
Yeah, they're all Allegans.
So okay, the Allegan theory.
So they've all been living here for 3,000 years or whatever. I mean, it's very strong. Honestly, it's the most likely theory.
That the Eorzean script was based on the Proto.
Well, Eorzean script was based on Allegan, which was based on Proto-Eorzean.
Yes, there you go. And that can explain why we have the script that we have in this world, in this place. Okay.
I mean, they knew what was going on in Alec. People would have known that things weren't going well.
Yeah. They saw the writing on the wall. Probably a lot of them.
It doesn't. Yeah, it makes sense that some people did try and stop it.
Yeah.
Once they are, let's get out of here.
Yeah.
Owen was the person that was trying to create the cure to tempering, and then they cancelled his research. So it would make sense if he's one of the people that want part of this exodus to make an elegant civilization that is free from the war of the rest of it.
Yeah.
Owen was the first victim of cancel culture in Eorzea.
I don't think that's what cancel culture is.
I
wonder if these guys, the solution line in general, this area, how that was affected by the end singer misery shit spawning all the horrible monsters and the
They're
like.
not gonna address it.
Because I mean, in Toral too, like what?
Ronald, that's why it's empty when we get there.
You're going to experience what we experienced after A Realm Reborn.
Remember,
that the calamity is going to shrink and shrink and shrink.
But remember, they did also justify it at the time by saying it affects places where the ether is, where the ether currents are like weakest. So I wouldn't be surprised if the ether currents around this place are very fucking strong.
But
they'll make sure of that rule that it's very strong. Yeah, it's all over Toral, very strong.
It's all of Albernard and Lothar. That's the only.
That's the only place where bad things like that happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. There will be like one NPC who goes, "God, it was awful when those massive cardinal sins appeared, but we sorted them out."
We had like one that showed up, but we got him. We got him. Good.
Yeah, whatever they were called.
Whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cardinal virtue.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Unless that was Shadowbringers.
Yeah. Don't worry about previous expansion drama. That doesn't happen in the next one.
Blasphemies.
Yeah, blasphemies. Okay. So that is that. Yep. Solution.
Yeah. Cool stuff. Thank you, Yoshipi, for showing us all these things.
Yeah. Still hasn't shown us the last zone, so that's gonna be
Why he would never.
I mean, what can
the only time they did that was Stormblood.
Yes. It's crazy that this is what they're showing. What the fuck is the last zone? Like, what can it be? Well, we'll find out soon. Now, this is also... He started talking about some key characters, and this is important because there's some interesting blurbs here on some of these characters. So we start with...
All of this is also on the website, which got an update following the live letter.
Yes. So for Wuklamant, with the help of her childhood friend Erenville, this beloved member of Tuliolel's ruling family has recruited the Warrior of Light to aid her in the right of succession. Wuklamant must win the throne if she wishes to preserve a peaceful nation for her people, and so has joined the contest against rival claimants of formidable ability. Not that exciting on her.
We know most of
this. Nothing that we didn't already know. I don't know if I even believe this statement. I don't think that Wuklamant winning is the only solution to a peaceful society.
No, I'm betting it's going to be like Erenville has to step up to the plate or something like that.
I'm starting to think that
the racist one gets in power.
Oh, okay.
Get rid of all the one-heads.
I'm starting to think that Erenville isn't even from Toral originally.
No, well that's
possible.
They're both lying to us. Originally,
yeah. That becomes
it says
clear
he does
here.
here, but I.
A member of the Gleaners Guild ship in Charlian, Erenville hails from the continent of Toral and has taken on the role of guide for the Warrior of Light during the Rite of Succession. Though he appears to harbor reservations after learning the contest involves the fabled City of Gold, the source of his misgivings remains unclear.
Yeah, why would they say that? If he knows something or is related to the City of Gold in some way. The only thing that makes me question I would for a brief period of time I was thinking that he's way older than he is because we know that Vieira lived for a very long time. The problem is that the third law book confirmed that he's only in his 20s. They could be lying to us.
Literally.
Yeah. There is he could be lying. I mean, we don't know.
What do you think? He's like a guy from Solution 9 doing some odd jobs, I guess.
Yeah.
This will be more relevant in relation to character later, but one theory I've seen is the idea that he is potentially Halmarit, a shard of Halmarit, as someone who was related to gardening and stuff. He was the convocation member of mycology and botany.
Right.
Okay. Interesting.
Possible.
Do we know anyone else in Eorzea who has the Icelandic voice actors?
In Eorzea? I don't think so.
Yeah, because I know it was all in the first when they added the Vieira, but have they added any Vieira who use this voice?
Well, that is an interesting point.
We don't have any talking Vieira than them.
it is interesting because his accent is kind of sticking out now a little.
Yeah.
If he really is from Toral, why is that his accent? So yeah,
He could just be wanting to hide where he's from, like by faking an accent.
that's possible.
Oh, it's
Or
possible, yeah.
he's from somewhere else. Okay, Kryl. Belonging to both the Scions of the Seventh Dawn and the students of Baldessian, this steadfast Lalafell possesses the Echo, allowing her to sense the intent of others. Eager to put her newfound pictomancy skills to the test, Kryl sails westward in pursuit of answers, hoping to uncover the truth of her grandfather, Galif's
His grandfather
dealings
and his
with
father
Toral.
before him.
Yeah. So
Not much new hair again about her. But
no.
I like seeing her little outfit.
Yeah.
Do you like her Diablo mana potions?
I love her Diablo
waist?
mana potions. And I like that she has a proper old school Bob Ross palette. Like, she's doing proper old school.
Yeah.
I love her new outfit. It looks so good.
Yeah.
It's
And
really
now
cool.
you know she can't die because she has a new outfit.
Yeah.
True.
And she's got all the main colors, titanium white included,
Yes, of course, of course.
Cadmium yellow.
alizarin crimson.
Okay. Thancred. Thancred is an Archon in the Scions of the Seventh Dawn who specializes in survival and subterfuge, and a mysterious petition now beckons him to Toral to leverage these very skills. His compatriots have pledged their aid to Wuklamat, but will he join them, or perhaps walk an altogether different path?
No.
Well,
No.
Death
We already-
Thancred.
we have already seen Thancred and Rionje, who we'll get to next, working alongside Koana. Though we do, in the story trailer, see him, the launch trailer, see him standing alongside us as we're entering whatever that portal is.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's Dear Thancred. Do you hate one-headed people? Join me in my rise of succession.
Urianger, an Elysian student of prophecy known for his cryptic utterances, Urianger is considered one of the Scion's most erudite archons. Although he has joined Thancred on a journey to the distant continent of Toral, his reasons for doing so are enigmatic as the man himself. Not much to say about him. He is just
No,
Urianger.
they commented on his outfit and said it fit in with the location.
Yeah.
And then everyone wondered
I
if he was
see
going to betray us again.
Yeah. Okay, and then we have Gulul Jaja. Is both the founder and current ruler of the nation of Tulyulal. A two-headed Mamulja possessed of impressive strength and shrewd sagacity, or sageness, as we've learned. The Dawn Servant is also known by the twin titles of the Vow of Resolve and the Vow of Reason. He appears to have a past connection with Kryl's grandfather. I read ahead Galif, so my A is already changed. Grandfather Galif. Yeah, that's
The
the
Vow
king.
of Resolve and the Vow of Reason.
Mm-hmm.
I presume one per head, but that's an interesting. Are they? Let's say that Wuklamat became Dawn Servant.
Well, I don't.
Would she have to give other people these titles? What are they?
Well, I don't know. They might just be personal titles that he was
That's
granted.
true,
They
yeah.
don't. They might not necessarily serve like political roles.
No.
I like good old John. I like his the mysterious face.
Yes.
I like.
I like his mysterious face. I'm also just imagine if he lifts that up and it's Galif's face.
Oh my god, just grafted
Stitched
Galif.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I'm not even a two-headed Mamulja.
Awful.
I love that theory, actually. That's my favorite.
We're
now.
locking that in. Speaker's theory. Good old Jaja.
He's a one-headed Mamulja who wanted to live a two-headed life.
Galif
Well,
Jaja.
because Galif was old, so he needed to
Yeah.
graft. He's old. His body wouldn't live much longer.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
it makes sense.
Okay. Zoral Jah is the first promise of Tulyulal. Zoral Jah serves as the commander of the Landsguard, the redoubtable.
It's redoubtable in English, but it's a French loan, so it should really be redoutable.
Redoutable warriors who preserve the nation's peace. His martial prowess is rumored to rival even that of the Dawn Servant, with many regarding him as the foremost candidate in the right of succession.
Chad is
He
correct.
will-
A lot. There's a lot of horny art of this man already.
Dude,
Oh,
he's.
you guys got to stop. All right. Is it
I've
because he got a
seen
smock tail?
too many hear me outs for this guy.
I
think-
mean, what do you mean? I don't. There's nothing objectionable about what we've learnt about him. In fact, I think at this point he is the most likely candidate to win the Dawntrail.
I like him.
Yeah.
He's the first promise, which I assume is
So
some
he's
sort of
gonna
like
die.
prince or something.
Yeah, he's gonna die.
He's the leader of the military.
Uh-huh.
I see nothing. He seems like a cool lad.
He does.
You think he's going to
He's
die?
good.
Do you really think that? Because I think the other one, I think the other Mamuljar that is a candidate is going to die, and I don't think they'd kill both of them off.
I mean, it's just a guess. I don't know. I probably not, but he does have those those flags for dying. You know, like
Good guy.
he's the first.
I see what you
favorite.
mean.
Yeah.
He's the
at
favorite
his
son in
hat.
general. You know.
Beautiful.
He's got the drip, you know.
He does got the
look-
drip.
Dude, he's like holding on to that cot, like
He-
fucking, like yeah,
Yeah.
I'm packing heat.
Yeah.
down here. Fucking,
Hell yeah. Okay.
Stands up.
All right, next Koana.
Oh no.
How do we say his name?
It's Kona.
Both.
Kona.
It's been said both ways.
Kona.
Two characters say it differently.
Oh god.
If you read it, I mean, I
Kona.
love the idea of it being Koana,
Kona.
but
Okay, Kona. We'll say Kona. That's our speaker's thing until that's the official speaker's pronunciation until proven
That's
otherwise
like
again.
what's it? That's like a Hawaiian name, isn't it?
Kind of
Mm.
sounds like
yeah,
it. Yeah.
Like, I think it's
Okay.
supposed to be like riffing on that concept.
Oh, is that so? Okay. Respected for his brilliant mind and practical attitude, this adoptive son of Tulyalal's ruling family hopes to usher his home into a new age of prosperity. It remains to be seen if technology and innovation will prove sufficient allies to overcome his fellow claimants in the right of succession.
he sounds dull.
Not much.
He sounds
to
exciting.
get out of
I
that.
think that he's the one that's going to accidentally discover whatever leads. He might already know about what leads us to Solution 9, but then I think that it's the racist two-headed one that's going to like cause whatever conflict is happening,
Yes.
That yeah.
or at
makes
least
sense.
or at least exacerbate it.
Yeah.
I mean, speaking of drip though, other than the issue around that little red cross symbol on his
Oh yeah.
etherometer pack, that's a good outfit.
It's good.
Oh,
Yeah.
the actual red. Okay.
Yeah.
It's close to He's going to get done by He's actually in breach of the Geneva Convention right now. I think.
Why does he get a custom Aether pack? What the hell?
Yeah, they said that it could
Just
never
wait
be
until he
done.
pulls out
They
his
told us it
custom,
could never be
gauze-
done.
Gauze barrel.
In game, he has the same one that every other.
Oh.
Wait, they
has.
photoshopped
Aw.
it?
But this is
Oh
an
my
in-game
God.
model.
Yeah, this is
I
an
don't
in-game
know.
model.
When he appeared in the dungeon, I mean, maybe they've changed it, but like when they in the dungeon during the media tour, he uses the traditional etherometer or
Okay.
ether pack or whatever it's called.
Yeah. All right.
God, that can't be that
Bakul,
hard.
Bakul
Bakul
Jaja.
Jaja.
And
Lacking. Yes.
no, I was just going to say the fact that he's not on the key art is what makes me think he's going to die.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, that is kind
No
of.
one's
sus.
thirsting over him though. You see this?
Yeah, he's
Loser.
like.
Yeah, because
It's
he's
favoritism.
one of the first things we learned. One of the first things we learned about him, he's a warmonger. Second thing, he's a racist against people with one head.
Yeah.
So funny, but like in his golden future where the two heads rule, who's left? There's like
I want-
two-headed Mamuljar.
No,
Yeah.
I
He
know.
will be
I
a
want-
super breeder. He'll make them all.
To be honest, I want him to end up being Team Rocket. I think that would be very funny.
Ah,
Jobber that just sucks all the time.
Because
Yeah.
that's the impression I got of him in the dungeon so far. That
Right.
of the old only taste I've got of him, that's how I feel.
Yeah,
Mm.
he's
was-
the Brian of this expansion.
It was a bit like a goofy hijinks almost sometimes. I am.
Yes.
Yeah, I Chat's right. I do think this guy's gonna be like the Ranjit or like the
Yeah, he is.
Yeah,
the
Brian,
Grim
the
Wall or whatever.
pop-up,
Just
yeah.
the dude who
Yeah.
follows you the entire expansion.
Mhm.
He does feel like that.
All right, lacking direct.
I'm looking forward to the dialogue though of his two-headed superiority. It's such a funny thing to me to like.
It
It's
sounds like
all about the
Skeletor.
heads.
Yeah. Okay, we
I'm
need to
racist.
move on. Lacking direct ties to the Dawn Servant, this vainglorious two-headed claimant earned his place in the right of succession by triumphing in a martial tournament. He is loudly contemptuous of other peoples, his derision of inferior one-heads extending even to his fellow
Can't believe
mammal
that.
What a slur!
Inferior one-heads.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
It makes them sound like there's no gap between their eyes and the hairline.
Yeah. Okay. And then Enigmatic Maiden. In the course of their journey, the warrior flight will encounter this maiden shrouded in mystery. What secrets lie behind that tinge of melancholy in her gentle gaze?
Now,
A lot more piss yellow on her than I thought from the key art.
Yes.
The main theory surrounding her is that whatever she is and however she's related to Solution 9, while we originally suspected was Ultima, as did most people, because of the symbol we saw for the Arcadion, with the addition of what's on her waist and apparent like her hair clip, it is looking more like that she either is or is related to Pashtarot.
Yes, that's what I've
Is that the
seen
name
as
of
well.
it?
Pashtarot, yes.
Pashtarot.
That's the of A Realm Reborn fame, right? Is that where we first saw Pashtarot? Is that not their debut?
Yeah, he was the epilogue of A Realm Reborn, then never appeared again.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Oh, he's living his best VTuber dreams now. After Gaius killed him and took his mask.
But where
I have to become a cute girl.
Where so I'm assuming the mask is matching Pashtarot's mask. Is that what we're
It's matching the symbol that was used in 12, I believe.
Okay,
these are the simplified, because the main symbols in 12 are much more complicated than the 14.
There's a whole Twitter post, and it was also posted on the subreddit of like drawing the comparisons between the two of them.
There's definitely some parts slightly related to it.
So Pashtarot.
Let's see. I'll see if I can try and find the other image for you to load up.
So what we're thinking that the Pashtarot symbol
hat is kind of, because it has the curly, it's closer to that. I can see what they're saying. Compared to any of these other symbols.
I guess so. Yeah, I guess I can see that.
Here's the main image that people. This is from _Academician on Twitter.
Oh, that includes the full Final Fantasy 12 one.
Yeah. Okay. I see it now.
Maybe.
I mean,
I think it's kind of a stretch.
I mean, it is a stretch. It's always a stretch.
The thing on her waist is like the infinity symbol, though, which is interesting.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe that's to do with the never dying, never blah de blah City of God people.
I mean,
It's
I can
a
agree.
stretch
The top
slightly, but
part
I
I
can
can
go for it.
somewhat go along with, but it's still you're still using a lot of your imagination here because the arrows that come out of the original one don't look like that, right?
No.
So, and the flaring at the base does not match the flaring on
I think her hairpiece though has some rings to it as well. I mean, it's more stylized. I don't know. It's hard. It's close. I think it's close, right?
I guess it is close. It's close.
She
enough.
might not be related to any of them.
I think,
but it's a nice theory.
The twist here might actually be that this is not related to that at all.
No, because she's a garland. She's gonna move her big ass bangs,
I think
her big ass forehead, and
but Rollo, ¿por qué no los dos?
A Garlean.
Well, look at Emmett Silk.
No, I'm just saying, is staying as one would be interesting.
What about Rollo? When she lifts it up, she has the third eye, but the third eye has a third eyebrow.
Like just the really thick fuzz. That'd be crazy. You know what? I hope so.
I hope so too.
Love a girl with 3 eyebrows.
Oh hell yeah. Okay, so
what else is there that we can like? She could be let's say she is part of the City of Gold. She's like the goddess of the City of Gold. Maybe she has the power of time. What's Pashtarot's power? Do any of them have powers of time?
Power of time. Althec,
She has a massive
whoever-
infinity symbol. Everyone who goes to the City of Gold never
I just
dies.
said Althec.
There was clear like
Defaults to the 12.
Hydaelyn imagery in that massive crystal of piss yellow and purple or whatever. Maybe she is the Hydaelyn.
Pashtarot, the Arbiter, conservator of order and the collective will.
Maybe. I mean, I'm willing to accept the theory as possible. She's such a unique.
I'm not ruling it out either, but
Yeah.
It seems
I
one
would-
of the less likely ones, personally.
Yeah.
She's so unusual looking.
Yeah. Do we know anything about who we know? What were the ancients or the we know that Emmett Selk meddled with the Allegans and what's his name? The dude that became Amon.
Fandaniel. No, we don't have an extensive history as to what every Ascian did during every era of
No, but do we know
Eorzea.
who was involved in the Alleg? Because we know that Alleg is a huge part of the story.
No, we don't. We only know that Emmett Selk and Fandaniel were involved. As I said, there is a strong possibility that there are multiple other people involved, but they never talked about them.
Okay.
Fandaniel, Emmett was. I mean, created it. Fandaniel was like
because she could be linked to the Allegan Empire as well. If there is some weird link here.
The other theory as to why it could still be Ultima is that Ultima was the composer and advocate of aesthetics in the myriad arts, and aesthetics is the first tombstone we're getting this expansion.
That's true.
That's true. Have we? I feel like everyone is in super tinfoil mode now. We're comparing Allegan tombstones to the potential
going stir crazy
connection
at this
with
point.
the enigmatic maiden. It's good. Good times.
One of the red masks Gaius had was Ultima's, though.
Yes.
Which is interesting, and also do Dalafon's.
Well, we don't.
I don't know if that's of any meaning.
So that's the masks that Gaius
the ones
had?
he had on his
he had Ultima and Dudalafon.
But we have talked
but we have
about
no
this
evidence.
We don't know if he knew how to kill Ascians properly.
He never had white aura sight on him.
They said that they aren't dead.
Yeah, they'll come back.
So,
but that means that Ultima was like out and about in just the world at large at some point. 'Cause...
What if her name was Bronn?
Okay.
Queen
Bronn?
Okay.
Queen Bronn. Yes. Reborn.
I think it's funny. I mean, I don't think this is the case, or I don't think they'll go about it this way. But I do kind of like the idea of an Ascian going like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna LARP as a magical girl princess now," like, and then just playing it totally straight. Like, yeah, I don't care about that shit anymore. I just want to be a cute girl.
My theory would be that it would be an Ascian that didn't care about the idea of rejoining and only cared about like possibly even like maintaining ancient culture or something.
Yeah, like Fandaniel, but they don't really want to do shit. They just want to hang out.
Yeah.
And we meet and she's like, "Greetings, I'm Omerololf the Destroyer. I'm very cute."
Okay. Anyways, I'm sure more theories will pop up as we get closer to.
If you have a theory yourself, drop in a Mogmail because this is the one character where all the best theories come from.
Yeah.
Chad is correct. That we do know another Ascian that dresses like a goth.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, Gaia went hard goth though. This woman is.
We have like goth and
Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah. Okay, we have to move on. New role quest they teased for
black and white moment for me, thank you.
What?
I wanted role quests. And I said
that
maybe he
does
will
not
show
give
them
you
in
a
this.
black
Thank
and white
you.
moment.
That's
You know
not
we're
a black
getting.
and white moment.
This is the most obvious.
Motion denied.
Motion denied. Moving on. Well, actually, no, we can't move on because this is
we learned that they're going to start at level 92.
Yes.
And the interesting thing about this particular screenshot is this is in the fringes.
Yes.
Yeah,
this,
which is weird.
You'll notice this gear, and he started like edging like Mad Max references during this.
Why couldn't they just say it?
So, okay, I know we talked about this ages ago. We had that interview with one of the care outfit designers. I don't know. It was someone on the team, and they're like, "I really, really want to make more Fist of the North Star looking gear." And he finally got his dream. It's been like 5. I don't know. It was a long time. We talked about it on here, and he did it. I'm so proud.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll say for the people included in this image, the gear looks cool. It's like, like hardcore, like warrior outfits, gladiator shit. The pauldrons are really cool.
Yeah.
No, I know, but these guys, it looks fairly decent on some of them.
We're gonna go through
gear.
all of them, Mela. So don't blow your load if you have something to say about a specific outfit.
I just am saying, well, no, there's only one outfit that I have anything to say about, but I just think these look really cool, and
these look cool,
especially the shoulder pieces, a little bit, a little bit MMO shoulders.
Yeah, he did essentially confirm that this was in reference to Mad Max, because he said that this has a movie very recently,
film.
which has crashed and burned, unfortunately, but most movies do nowadays.
Watch Furiosa, please.
Yeah. This is a bit far away, but
this reminded me of the punks from Final Fantasy VII.
I can see that. This is the maiming gear. This is the one we saw most of them wearing just then.
Yes.
Carefully without the hats,
we got a closer one.
without the Mohican.
Yes.
I mean, it's cool. I think if I wore it, I would toggle the hats off.
They revealed here that this is crafted leveling gear. Actually.
Yes, it's crafted. Yeah.
So
that's it. Yeah. So you'll probably get a free HQ version of this throughout the story.
I can't unsee it. Looks
that's Tank. Sorry, that is Tank.
Looks like what, Rolla?
It looks like the Gachamuchi leather clubs. Leather clubs 5 floors that way.
Literally a joke we made during the live letter coverage.
I know. Well, we got to say it here.
Yeah. This isn't the live coverage.
Anarchy is eating good with this set.
This is the maiming gear, which is very similar, to be honest.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is what they were wearing because it has the mouth guard piece instead.
He's so pink.
He's very why are all the Rothgar red raw in these presentations?
Don't say it.
This one's kind of cool again, though.
Aiming.
Not big on the headpiece again. A lot of them.
Well, you can. But
I
you
like
can see that she's in. You can see she's in a bra because there's like a tiny bit of skin underneath it. So there's bare skin here. Maybe not as much bare skin as one of the later ones, but there is some.
Cowards. They should have done exactly the same.
Well, here we go.
There's even more here.
Scouting.
Yeah, this is midriff drawing.
Scouting.
Put them away. Cover them up.
That's pretty cool.
Then we have
the Leather Daddy.
The Leather Daddy. This is
what?
It's the fucking blindfold as well.
It's so funny.
He's got like the ship from Star Trek. Is Geordi?
Yeah, the Geordi LaForge headpiece with the Gachamuchi.
This is gonna be me going into Dawntrail. So
you won't have
that has to be your new gear set. You gotta commit.
It will be. It will be.
It's similar. It's got like a crop shirt.
Similar.
Yeah.
You just dyed the same color. You can do it.
Wait,
nothing's funnier than a white mage.
Did you say that this is similar to my current glam?
Yeah, that's exactly why I was questioning.
He's not got the golden boots. You're right, Rollo. You're right, Rollo. It's just missing
the golden boots.
If you didn't have the spikes. Yeah. And if you closed up the shirt and you had pants, well, you do have pants on.
It's
the same.
Yeah. Basically, if you change everything, it'll kind of look like.
There's significantly more studs and spikes than I remember.
Yeah. I don't remember Lucas Brown having such a reinforced crotch either.
Well.
After Endwalker, time's got.
Well, that is true. Yeah, the chafing, lots of walking.
God, so much walking. Okay. So
anyway, whatever. But it's very funny as a white mage as well. Like this super trying to look badass, and he's got a little cane.
Yeah.
Something about this pose because you can't see his back and the way he's stanced. I can imagine him turning around having assless chaps on.
100%. He's got the girls on display for sure.
God. Oh no, Rollo, the mods. they're gonna
Get on that. I need to ask this chaps now.
Hi. Okay. Moving on. New role quests. So yeah, this is what we talked about. They confirmed
Again, the rogue, the Rothgar. What is going on with all these Rothgar?
I feel like it's the same one almost every
Maybe
time.
it is. Who is this very pink Rothgar?
I know they just stand out so much. And they're like,
Yeah, right? Is he cold? Has he been like recently plucked? What's going on?
he's a naked Rothgar. It's a new breed.
Okay, so yeah, 92, of course, tank, healer, melee, physical, and magical DPS. The same.
I'm excited.
But starting at level
quests,
92, that's important. Yeah, like we said, it's starting.
We'll
earlier
never get
now.
job quests again, but at least
we'll probably get more follow-ups, I guess, somehow.
Maybe.
After.
Yeah.
I mean, we possibly, yeah.
They'll be like, "Wow, you went there. That's cool.
Mm,
I've been chilling.
yeah.
Have a nice day."
I'm still practicing becoming a red mage. Okay, Aria.
Well, we do get Viper quests, so
Of
they
course,
teased
yeah.
some of that,
Nothing
which
surprising
makes
there.
sense.
I like how the Viper quest is us going hunting, I guess.
Yeah, we don't have
'Cause
time to like.
We're
talk
Well,
like great
about this,
beast
but
hunters.
This is
Yeah, well, that's tied to their lore.
Yeah.
yeah. And then we got the Disciple of Hand and Land quest with the best fucking
Oh,
name.
the
What you
I
Mickey
love this
Mickey.
Mickey.
What you Mickey Mickey?
What you Mickey deliveries.
I love them.
They
I want to be a Palu Palu.
they are available for blacksmith armor golds. There are
It's
5
It's the
quest
usual
lines. It's
ones.
the usual.
It's inorganic, organic.
It's the
alchemy
crystalline
culinarian,
moon
and then-
recipe.
yeah.
They
basically.
watch you makey make.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna be. We're not gonna be tired of that.
No,
No.
never.
Uh,
Great name though.
Yes.
Wow.
It is a great name.
It's the same Amazon jungle that we've seen.
Yeah. This
Is
this
this
picture
Yeah.
is starting to give
dungeon?
me malaise now. I've
Yeah.
seen it enough.
I'm
I've seen
over
this
it.
enough. But they showed us new dungeon screenshots. This is the spot where we fight at the end of the benchmark thing. Then they
This
showed
is
us.
probably the
yeah.
top of that mountain.
Oh,
the
yeah.
Carpaccio one. I
Possibly,
can't remember
yeah.
what that's called.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then we have this, which we have seen
This one's cool.
artwork for.
Hmm.
And
I
then,
miss the
I like
little
this
guy
one.
with his arms.
I've
up. I wish he
started-
was that small.
yeah.
I've started to think that this is maybe a level 90 dungeon because
Could be.
I have difficulty figuring out where this would be in terms of how I'm already plotting out the. I mean, like this is all me and my theory in mind. Like, there's no logic as to why I think this way, but I just feel like I don't see how this connects to what we've seen
Mm.
and how
I
it's going to
agree.
connect to the plot.
I think this is one of the non-MSQ expert roulette ones. Like we're going delving.
Right. Well, this one, the next
Goodness
one
me.
is a sci-fi high-tech place.
It's okay. I can still write it off as elegant, just super elegant.
It's hard to see anything elegant here, actually, other than
No,
No,
I can't say anything.
Colourful lines.
It looks more like Garlean gone high-tech. If I was
Yeah,
gonna
it
like
does.
connect it to anything.
to be
but-
honest, this could also be a level 90 dungeon.
yeah,
I think
That we
yeah, I
have
agree.
access to in Solution 9 after we've like solved the plot of the main scenario.
Mm-hmm. Then they teased new
Did you
trials.
say level 9? Do you mean
Sorry.
level 100?
Sorry,
I mean, I
Of
keep
course,
saying
yeah.
level 90, I mean level 100.
100.
Okay,
100.
yeah, I was like,
Then new trials. They showed us
Oh,
Valgamander.
do you think you can fall off the edge?
Yeah, he
in
did
this
the
one?
joke. He did the joke.
Mm.
He ran off, and we were all shocked to learn that
I
you
was
can't
cackling.
follow.
Very square, shaved off mountaintop.
It's perfect, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm always a fan of the giant Sephiroth Shinryu,
Mhm.
one side of the arena, big bosses.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun fighting a giant enemy, so
Yeah.
cool. Level 93, yeah.
Yeah.
I
He
hate
felt,
the target ring is so big and just takes up half
I
the
love
arena
it.
these days. I
love
wish
it.
you could
It's
just like let me alone.
Well, you
I
say-
get it.
You say that, but the one thing that people have commented on will come up later is that
Mhm.
a target ring we see later is actually much smaller than anything we've seen for a while.
oh, okay. So he falls off, and then he returns with 0 HP, which was very interesting as well.
That's
And it
Yeah.
did seem to glitch out, yes.
yes.
Working as intended.
Yeah. And then we got to see a little bit of the Arcadion. And they screwed up because they didn't want to reveal the name of this fight.
The tier.
Of the tier. And then they forgot that the quest log shows it on the right side of the screen. So he revealed it to us. What was it again? It was like...
light heavyweight, something like that. It's something like a weight class.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So you're kind of climbing up the scale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The arena is pretty cool, actually. I kind of like.
I'm all for the arena
idea.
It's very blue. Might be a little hard on the eyes.
That's
but...
true.
I love the arena. I love the announcer voice that it was doing as well.
Yes, there's like an announcer.
Yes.
I do not necessarily love the furry boss, but whatever.
Black Cat.
Yeah, Black
We can't
Cat.
see. It's this particular monster, Rollo. You can't see from this angle, and it might not even be selected. But this character's circle is actually quite a bit smaller than any of the Pandemonium bosses, which often had very large circles, even considering the fact that they were all, even things like Hegemony, are quite small.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I could reconcile this boss more if it didn't have the massive hands. I don't like them.
Why are you
The
looking
massive
afraid of
hands are
big
weird.
flappy hands?
Yeah, what the
They
hell?
I
get
just
a big-
don't like. I don't like this look at this boss, but I'm sure the mechanics are fun.
Excited for this raid. I love the aesthetic of like, oh, you're in.
It looks fun.
This
Same.
is an arena. It's cool. You seen the?
I love a
advertisements?
tournament hub.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's going to be cool. Although, how are we going to have multiple? How are they going to change the aesthetic between all 12 fights if
Well,
we have this arena is
we'll-
like within the
They'll
They've got to
figure
do
something
something
out.
there.
Maybe it's like
They
a
have to.
Pokemon stage where they like change.
I
it
also
for every
suspect-
fight or something.
Yeah.
I'm going to guess that this tournament's going to get interrupted at some point, and
Yeah.
that not
That's
all of it's
true.
going to be in this arena.
Yes, for sure.
That's true.
So
So the Arcadian question mark.
Yeah,
Chat
this
is
is
correct.
gonna be
I've seen.
Yeah.
Chat is correct. Have a lot of people have been hoping that we'll get a Hell House fight here.
Oh.
See, I'll allow for this weird furry boss if we get the Hell House fight, which makes no sense even in 7, but would make even less sense in this game. I love Hell House.
Yeah. This is a pointless censoring of the name at this point. That's why they're laughing in the top right, because they'd gone through this several times when they made the slide, like make sure we don't show we have to keep that a secret.
I feel a bit sorry for them.
And then the first second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a minor thing. It's not that bad.
Yeah.
We already know it's a tournament. So.
I mean, it's not a
Yeah.
very good, it's not a secretive type of name anyway.
No.
Hmm.
No. Okay, and then they revealed the new treasure dungeon. It's
Yay!
what was it again?
Senate Jar Jar Gural.
Cenote Jar
Cenote.
Jar.
Yeah, they pronounce the A. Cenote Jar Jar Gural is the treasure map dungeon, and they showed this as well. So this is probably the last floor then.
Tests of gold. Look
Yeah.
at that shiny metal.
That would
But
have been just
functionally no different.
no.
Yeah, I'm just seeing doors. So
Yeah,
I know it's not
2
gonna be
doors.
different, but please.
It's the
What do you
usual.
mean? It's totally different.
It's too late, Rollo. You get indoors. You can't
Hello,
least
play
they-
there.
it's a different looking
standard.
place.
The roulettes are so much more fun. Can you just-
Okay.
Yeah, well, that's why they leave it till later to keep you fucking coming for maps, Rollo.
Yeah.
Don't be coming for maps.
Oh.
Hey.
Gatherer adjustments.
This is a fucking absurd slide. Both this and the next one.
What's wrong with the gatherer's adjustments?
Well,
Orange scripts confirmed. We know what the new script is.
yeah.
New
Orange.
gathering points? My god.
It's
Who could have seen that
Yeah,
happening?
it-
Always do this like new quests.
They needed some
new...
filler. They needed to confirm
No.
if you're a gatherer, like, oh my god, what if this is the expansion where we get no new gathering points? Ooh,
You'll
thank
be laughing
God.
on the other
There's
side
the
of your
slide.
face,
We're
Jurgi,
getting
in
new-
8.0 when it says no new gathering points.
Yeah.
Fuck,
You look
I'll
like
bet
a
you will
fool.
know.
Surprised and
You
impressed.
fool.
They've added all of the new items to the existing nodes.
Yeah. So yeah, Orange Gatherer scripts. This is a nice quality of life change.
This one's new, actually.
Yeah, this is fine. I don't know why it wasn't
Showing
more obvious
integrity.
to begin with.
Yeah, because currently they show it like a HP bar on the node
Yeah,
itself.
and
but
you have
now-
to see like
Yeah.
how much percent it's gone down by to figure out how many
Yeah,
steps you get each time.
because
Which
now
is
it actually shows the
bizarre, right?
number of
Much
steps
sense.
left. Which is
God
nice.
help you if you don't have the percentages on in your hotbar. Which is
Yeah.
well, that's also
by
true.
default.
Yeah,
You
Yeah,
just have to.
it's usually 4 or 6.
Yeah.
Anyway.
yeah. Also, The fish guide will display the type of hook required for a
Whoa.
This is
catch,
cool.
which is nice.
This is going to help me in my retirement plan.
No, you're putting all the fishing websites out of business.
Yeah.
Why not
That's
just
not
keep it
the
on
main
in
thing you
game?
need the fishing website for. It still doesn't really tell you when it happens.
True.
Yeah, they're still they're very very coy in the
Ah,
in the fishing
that's
guide.
so funny. Crafter adjustments as well.
This is the other one that
This
was
is-
stupid.
Yeah, this
What
one's...
do you mean, Georgi? It says orange crafter script. We got the new script. Orange.
And new master recipes for 7.05.
Which
Here-
will be useless because all the master recipes are for
just
non-content.
Yeah. Okay.
new tombstones.
New tombstones,
Yay.
aesthetics, and heliometry. So
Yeah.
that's
That's
The
nice.
fuck is heliometry mean?
It's to do with
This-
measuring
the measurement
sun.
of. It's
My
not,
skull?
no, it's not just the sun. It's measurement of distance between
Yeah.
planets and stars.
celestial objects. I think.
Yeah, it uses suns to. That's where the helios comes from in heliometry.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then they showed off some gear. This is presumably
Thanks.
tome gear.
This warrior.
I think
Yeah, this is
the
the tome gear. But I couldn't work out if this was the
This is tank.
aesthetics or the heliometry.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's
hard to
fair.
tell.
I
It's
assume
quite
this will be the
possible to
first
tell.
that we get, so it'll probably
Yeah.
be the aesthetic. I don't think they'd show off the slightly nicer ones.
No.
But yeah, this is. I like this. I think this looks really good. It's
This
very
looks-
clean. It's very
Mhm.
It's like detailed but classic. It's nice.
Yeah.
It makes me wonder what the sci-fi gear is, or the Solution 9
Raid
gear.
gear.
That's Raid. That's
Raid.
from the Arcadian.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that'll be instantly.
I don't
hammered over.
like the scythe. I'll just say
I
that.
don't
The
like
scythe is unnerving. Yeah.
It feels like a
It's-
medical.
No.
It doesn't look
It's a
sharp. Is the issue?
Yeah.
Looks like little Bo.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah. Like a little
Okay.
shepherd's cane.
Is that what they used to like
Mhm.
clean your teeth at the dentist? Like
Yeah.
scrape?
Oh, yeah, it is.
Yeah. And then we have
They
aiming.
say look after your enamel and they get a fucking metal hook.
This looks like a variation of another stringed instrument.
Hmm.
No, it
Yeah.
look. I think it kind of looks like a siege bow as well. Like a siege
Oh, yeah.
crossbow.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how I'm trying to maintain some appreciation for the barbarian.
Hey, get that cat lady off my screen. I can't be looking at her
Oh.
like that. I'm getting flustered.
She looks. At least she's not red raw.
Okay.
I like this healer gear. Looks nice.
I like this healer gear
Not
too.
not a robe.
Yeah,
you
I
got
think this
pants.
is good.
got pants.
For men, at least. For men.
That's
We're,
true,
How
actually.
dare you throw that out into the world?
I know. I'm
Oh.
sorry, but like we know what they do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it'll be trousers for the man and a thong for the women. That's just the Square Enix way.
All right.
Mm.
Yeah, this is. I think this looks nice.
I like it. I really like it.
And then we have
I really like this too.
caster.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Which also confirms that women get trousers.
Oh yeah, it
Okay.
does.
Yes,
yeah.
it does,
So
yeah.
thank.
But I really, really like the
I
casting
like
here.
that when Yoshi P looked at this, he's like, "What job is this?"
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
That's a
Red mage?
fucked up evil
It's
brush I've seen in my
pigments.
life.
Yeah, I know it's Pitchman, but it's,
Yeah.
he was, yeah.
The palette's hideous. I don't like
The
it.
palette
Oh,
is
yeah.
hideous.
I
But the
didn't
brush
actually
is
get-
cool.
Yeah.
I didn't realize you get new palettes every time too.
Mm-hmm.
Then they show the raid gear, which
Dark Knight, apparently. This is tank.
yeah.
Oh, I love it. This
I
this
like
is,
it too.
This is some good shit. Like I feel like we haven't had like really hard like fantasy sci-fi gear. You know, I'm
Mhm.
I'm okay.
If
with
you
it.
like this, then go for it.
I don't feel anything when I look at this gear. It looks like the face. I don't know who said it, but like this,
It's
it
Squid
looks
Games.
Squid Game.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
Game.
Mm.
Yeah.
I don't.
It's the Squid Game.
I think the armor maybe I could allow without the helmet and the weapon. Like that could possibly be reconciled.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just not. In another game, I would like it, but in this game, it feels clashy. But then again, they've already destroyed the aesthetic of this game.
Well,
so
there's
like,
already weird gear in this game.
Yeah.
I've given up on that.
there isn't
part.
really. aesthetic.
Okay, you say that for this, but not the Mad Max fucking gear.
I told you I've given up.
Well, the
No,
Mad
but
Max
Mela,
gear is a little. The
I
Mad
know
Max
you give
gear,
it up.
the Mad Max gear is something that you could conceivably make in Eorzea, though, right?
The Mad Max gear.
It still looks silly, but it's
well,
just
Mela,
leather and
we're
metal.
about to go into like a sci-fi civilization.
No, I know where it's come from. I just don't like it within the.
It's
the
okay to not
workspace.
like it. Don't like the aesthetic.
Yeah.
It's fine. I'm this, for instance.
I think the aesthetic
don't
for
love
this
the
doesn't
ears
work.
on this thing.
Oh, I hate the ears.
I think the armored ears, I always think is so adorable. I'm glad
I
they're
think it's
doing
funny.
it.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I like that they're doing it more. They stopped doing it for a while and didn't like it.
The Dragoon weapon's pretty sick, though. To be fair,
I kind of don't hate this one.
those daggers
well,
are
this
pretty
is-
fucking cool as
This
well.
I don't
is
hate any
very
of this,
similar.
but don't.
I mean, this one is quite similar already to the latest PvP gear.
Yeah, that's what I'm
The
thinking.
techwear stuff.
I hate this.
This I
This one I think is very funny.
Sorry,
This
wait,
is
hold
ugly.
on. I must have phased out. Did you say are these? Oh, these are Vieira's. The Vieira's ears.
yeah, that's what we're
Yeah.
just talking about.
Yeah. I okay. I thought they were part of the helmet, but okay, I see.
I
They're
can't imagine that.
okay. All right.
What if they are part of the
Just make
helmet, and that's
sure,
their
right?
solution for Vieira's not being able to wear helmets? Is that everyone gets ears?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm not
this
as big
is
a
so
fan of this
fucking
one. It's
I
it's
think this would look
techwear.
less bad without the mask, but also it does just look like someone I'm seeing at an esports tournament.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Horrible.
If you go to your local rave, you will see a girl dressed like this right now.
Yeah.
They've got their fucking branding on their shin.
Yeah.
Oh
or
yeah.
knee.
Yeah. I don't know.
awful.
It's whatever. And then we had some system stuff. Oh, sorry. Yeah, the bicolor. This is for you,
Yay!
Rollo. Bicolor gemstones
Yay!
cap has been
Yeah,
raised
baby.
to 1,500.
Oh, I'm so excited to complete the shared fate. Oh,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You won't even need to spend as many now. You can let it go over 1,000, Rollo. No
yeah.
stress.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
You
guys
can
will
enjoy
know.
having 1,500 before you're able to spend it on anything useful because the system's so backwardsly made. It's fantastic.
Mela, you're such a fool.
Always
you don't
like-
know the joy of the bicolor chip.
Mela always has to like bring the mood down with like some old like. All right. This is a big feature. An option to hide nearby players when close to an NPC or object with a quest icon will be added. Huge for people that want some immersion during patch day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank God.
Yeah. Because this.
I think
Yeah. Go on.
when they showed this off in game, I thought the one where it got rid of even more people once you actually start interacting with them was a bit too much. Like, I think it just makes this giant circle in the middle of everyone. I'm sure that some people will prefer that. I think the circle around you, just around the NPC in general, is enough for me. I don't need to erase even more people from existence for my
I'm fine
cutscenes.
with Thanos snapping them all.
Yeah, I don't
honestly.
care. I mean, why do I need to
Um,
see them at all when I'm talking to the NPC? They're not part of my cutscene, you know? I mean, I
Yeah.
don't.
That's
'Cause it-
fair.
Because there's always this thing that's always bothered me. Even if they're kind of far away, it still happens. But like when you're talking to them and they're like moving or something, then all their heads just start snapping.
Yeah,
to,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
look at-
That's,
and I'm
I like that.
It's weird. Don't
Yeah.
like.
I don't think I need it while I'm not because I just hold down X and click on the NPC, but the idea of
But
them
when is
disappearing when I'm talking
Well,
to them is very good.
when is
because
the last time you've
if
seen
they do
them?
animation?
Like, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
when
that's
is
the
the
whole-
last time
yeah,
you've
that's
seen
the
them?
whole
animate?
reason that-
Yeah.
That's the reason they implemented this, because they do animate still, so they
Yeah.
want you to be able to see how they're emoting.
Yeah.
This
I
is
get
more so-
annoyed by waiting for them to move on to the next text box because I can't see what they're doing.
Right,
It's
right.
more so for the people that keep up with the game, like are there on day one every
Yeah.
time.
Mm.
Yeah,
Every time.
yeah,
I-
yeah,
It's been so long since I've talked to an NPC for an MSQ that just came out. And
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Covered.
Sometimes I
I
don't,
don't know
even
exactly
know.
how the options work.
Sometimes I don't even if there's like a new NPC and I've never seen them before. I don't know what they look like until like I
Oh, yeah,
actually get an
exactly.
actual
Yeah.
cutscene.
Or you can't see the other NPCs. I give you like extra dialogue before the thing because they're just swarmed in general.
Yeah. Yes.
Mm.
Yes. Okay. Another quality of life that's been added. This is nice. Emotes.
Oh, yeah.
It's over. You can just click a button. Emotes and recipes
I'm not doing any
for delivery
more-
items will be accessible from
I'm
the
not doing
to-do list.
fates anymore. If I don't have to manually / beckon,
You can
how
still.
can I even truly?
That's a leave.
That's
sorry, leave, that was
yeah,
it, yeah, leave.
Yeah, leave.
You haven't done that shit in like 5 years.
No, I know.
That's a
They were
fucking.
my least
That's,
favorite leaves.
that
That's-
leave is
I've
so
done
old.
that
It's a
within the
leftover
last-
from 1.0. So we
Yeah,
can't.
I've done
keep
that in
going
the
on.
last 3 months, Rollo.
Oh my
You're-
god, they're the worst leaves.
Wait, you're still doing.
They're the ones
leaves?
that I would cancel.
When I'm leveling from 1 to 30 or 1 to 40, I kind of do sometimes.
Oh, I can
Yeah,
see that.
sometimes. Yeah,
God, I
do.
missed that. So now you can just press a button. You don't have to do /beckon or have a macro like I did for /beckon.
They don't have the basically type out the stuff.
Yeah, I also did them all when I was doing it so that I got the achievement for doing every single leave.
Oh, right.
That's also fair.
Right. Then they talked about the dyeing update, as in color dyes. 2 different dyes can be applied to gear. Equipment supporting this new functionality will be increased each patch. They did say that the dev team would be working on going back and sorting the old gear, and they wanted
said
that to
that
be done by 7.4.
7.4 was their goal.
Yeah.
They said they're starting with the oldest and some of the favorites. So they're going to start with a Rome Reborn gear and then move forward.
Yes.
That's good. Can't wait to get 2 dyed channels on the hempen cloth or something.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. My favorite piece of a Rome Reborn gear.
An option.
It dyes the chest piece and the stains as well.
Yes. An option to set favorite dyes and an option to save previously applied dyes will be added as well. So
it was such a convoluted system, but it's fine. Like, it's so much, but it is good. It's just
I like
for red mages,
all of the features they've given. Yeah.
They've made it have a lot to it, but it's like you can do if you just dyed something pink and purple like here, the next clothing it already has that, so you can just auto apply it.
Yeah,
and then you can switch the 2 colors immediately.
Yeah. It is a good system. It's just a heck of a lot of a chunkier UI than we currently have.
I'd rather they try it the least.
I agree. I like this.
Yeah.
I mean, at least the monkey's paw where it did, channel 1 then channel 2.
Yeah,
it's not real.
No. Also, it was fun watching Yoshi P make like the biggest grandma outfit. The color combination.
Yeah, he's got like a muumuu on.
Yeah, it's great.
Well, he's going for that. He's going for that handmade. It started out very Handmaid's Tale before he dyed it.
Yes.
They started complaining about his aesthetic choices live, so he started trying to put more effort.
Well, this is his second attempt. His first attempt was like this
nice and hideous
green and
because he wanted to show disparate colors. So
but they weren't even disparate. They were like almost the same shade, like green and pink, barely it was very strange.
Typical Europeans in fashion.
Yeah, exactly. This is what we know.
It's the only thing we know.
It's all we know.
It's all 14 European players know. High and glamour.
And then they showed us the face wear stuff that they've implemented.
This was good.
So
with having multiple colors.
Yeah,
for my pince-nez.
For your pince-nez.
Well, that's not an option yet.
No.
I suspect that everything that is currently headwear Melee will stay as headwear, and they're going to just make face accessory versions of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
But I quite like
because I don't think they can remove some of the spectacles that are in the game are actual stat gear for crafters and stuff. So that will have to remove.
They would have to make a new item for them.
Yeah.
This is pretty cool.
So it's cool that you can get all the different colors. It comes with all the it has a default set of colors and it doesn't require dyes. You just pick the color you want for your.
It's more than I expected.
Yeah. Okay, we have to move on, but here he is with
umbrella. I love this umbrella.
It's very cool.
Iridescent.
Yeah.
Pearlescent, weird ass umbrella.
And also the Welcome to the Black Parade
Goth
umbrella.
That was cool.
Also showed off some minions. I'm not going to show all of them today, but we had corn.
Corn.
Everyone loves corn.
Corn is cute.
Corn.
And then we have to talk about this next thing.
Oh yeah!
It finally happened. Look Hill. It happened.
It sure did.
Korean MMO status. Let's go.
MMO, and
remember what he said about this, Luke.
Not only is this just in the game now, this is the new series for trials.
Oh, you're gonna see
trials,
so much.
They almost did it with Gwibbers, but they've still not managed to top Pigeons.
So many people are excited about this. I've seen very few people that are against this besides you.
I'm not
Well,
against
Well,
it.
You're gonna
Lukiel,
cancel the
don't
podcast
feel
for this,
upset,
right?
okay? A lot of people lead more miserable lives than you do, okay? Thank God you can hate on these wings because they do suck. They do suck.
It's just.
I don't really like them either.
It's just we could have gotten something else, and now
It looks
we're
cheap
getting
and
things.
lazy to me.
Yeah.
I like the tail you get when you're actually flying, and
Yeah,
I
there
don't
is a
understand why
tail.
it doesn't exist at all the time.
The tail is cool.
Yeah, I
But
really like
they're-
how it looks when you're flying, like the tilting that they're adding to all the mounts.
Oh, that's good.
I think it
Mhm.
looks really good on this particular, I guess, mount technically.
Yeah.
Weird to call it that.
Yeah. Also, don't worry. I never use any other mount than my chocobo, so it doesn't matter to me. But if
Very
you like this,
disappointed this is
I'm
the,
happy for you. I
trial
never farm for mounts because I don't care about mounts. You guys can deal with this. It's not for me though. This one is kind of for me. I thought this was cute. The
I
little
love him.
creature.
The sugar
It's a
glider.
flying squirrel thing.
Yeah.
I don't have it in flight here, but it is one of those. So
He has,
very cute.
Yes.
It looks a bit weird when it's hovering because gliders shouldn't hover.
No.
No.
They should be in constant movement.
Yeah.
I love him.
Okay. Then he talked about the Fantasia adjustment, which we don't really need to talk
again, yeah,
about.
yeah. We don't need
He
to.
also mentioned the companion app. Who cares?
I actually kind of, if
Oh,
they hadn't.
Hold
see,
on, someone cares.
No. If this didn't require the in-app currencies, this would be a really good feature.
Okay.
Imagine if you're out and about and you just, you can
Out
just
and
send
about.
them
So,
on
okay, where am
ventures.
I? I am out and about.
You're
See,
in
no,
you're in
I-
Oslo Centrum and you think,
I
you know what? I'll just send him on a botany adventure.
I said this during the stream that if you're on holiday and you don't want to bring your whole computer setup, this is quite convenient. And then
Yeah.
Lukiel said, "Ugh, who wants to play 14 on holiday?"
Well, you're
Yeah,
not playing
you're on
14, but
holiday.
you're just keeping your adventures going. Which
14's
is,
a full-time job. He's trying
That's
to take a
too much.
vacation.
That's too much. That's too much to distract him from his holiday, Mela.
Yeah. He's
you
trying
don't
to enjoy
have
his
to.
time in Beijing.
I wouldn't go on
I can't
holiday
do all
then.
this.
I'd just stay at home and be like, hold on, I can't go on holiday. I have
No.
to keep up with my ventures right now.
It's not that hard to just to send them out for a venture.
It's just you just go in and you're like, oh yeah, I can send them on a venture, and it's like at least while you're away from your computer, you can have them do
Okay.
something.
I mean, I
mind it,
don't care
Well,
that much
you-
about
well,
ventures, so it doesn't
but it
matter.
costs money.
You got to pay, so
Yeah, which says
no,
shit.
no, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Moving on. Here's a housing skin.
I
I
love
love it.
this house is awesome.
This I'm changing to this.
This
for
is a
sure.
medium house. It has a stump on the back.
It's
I mean, our FC
Alexandria,
houses.
but in game. Again, look at the high fantasy they've gone for. It's like a witch's cottage.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow, it's so cottage core.
There's the small one, and then here's the back of the
Oh,
house.
it's got a big
This is
tree
gonna be
house
our,
thing.
This is
Yeah,
going to be our
and
new
it's-
hangout spot on.
It's
Got
so
steps
cool.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to get onto the house
This
roof.
is the.
Oh.
Oh, it's so cool.
I know you won't be able to, but I hope you could. You were able to place furniture up there as well.
Oh.
Yeah, that would
was
be cool.
leading. You won't be able to,
No.
but it would
You
be
won't be
cool.
able to.
You won't.
No.
But this, you're right, Mel. I didn't even think about that. I was trying to figure out like why this style. Of course, it's Alexandrian style. It's,
Yeah.
It's 9.
And it's beautiful.
Yeah. It is. It's really nice.
How can they be going so hard on the fantasy and the sci-fi? It's crazy.
Yeah, we're getting a bit of both.
To quell you, Mela. They're
Yeah.
like, shut up.
They are quelling me.
Yeah.
Seeing this makes me so happy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, Grandpa, here's your fantasy medieval shit.
Yeah.
Here's some fucking Final Fantasy 9
Give me
shit.
my fairy tale house. You can have your fancy lasers and shit.
Yeah, yeah. You go back to your cauldron or whatever you
Ah.
like to do.
My Matoya's relict.
Okay, and then they showed us the upcoming schedule. Nothing too crazy here, I think.
The one thing I've seen that people are annoyed about is that the Master Recipes are releasing at the same time as the Arcadion Savage. People were hoping that they'd be able to start crafting that before the release of Savage.
I thought they always were at the same time.
No, not during Endwalker. They were releasing like a
Oh.
week or so beforehand.
I
That
see.
was I don't think that was intended, though, was it? I think that was.
I have
a
no idea.
timing issue.
Hmm.
There was something with Endwalkers. No, I think this has normally been the case.
Okay. Then some
Deal
quick...
with it.
the
All
u-
of the World First Raiders have weird, like, whole FCs dedicated to crafters who, like, wake
Yeah.
up at the crack of dawn and get work.
They got like sweatshops of players. to
They
make
really
it-
do, it's weird.
That's great. Mela just has the one sweatshop person.
Yeah,
to make it
exactly,
for him.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
He's ethical about it.
I'm carbon neutral.
Uniqlo collaboration as well. They wore these shirts during the live letter, Foxconn and USP. Not much else to say. It's available from the 17th of June, and in North
Don't
America,
worry,
the 24th.
Europeans.
Don't worry, Europeans, you're not getting that one. But
No, you are.
No, you will eventually.
It just
Yes!
Yes, Gotcha!
I love this collaboration.
Gotcha.
This is something that actually exists in Australia that's so fucking rare for a collab for 14, and it's something that somehow is easiest for me to access, then Mailer, then Rollo, then Liqueur.
yeah, it's true.
We're gonna get a proxy mount. We're getting a collab in Europe.
Oh, I got a Gongcha downtown. It's like 10 minutes away.
Let's just say Europe here is a broad term. 'Cause
Yes.
it does
Yeah.
not include
You mean
the Nordics
Western Europe?
and not Eastern
No,
Europe.
no, it's very specific.
Yeah.
It's not even. I wouldn't even go so far as to say Western Europe. It's the UK. It's France. It's Portugal, and it's Belgium.
Portugal,
And those are the four.
Portugal,
Not
and
even
not Spain,
okay.
and not Germany, and like it's just weird.
Not the Netherlands.
Not the
Hey,
Netherlands.
It is a known fact. Spaniards and Germans cannot handle boba. They die instantly.
They're
Okay.
already they're
They would explode on the spot.
Right, right.
It's
And
Their
as-
sugar levels are
as-
too high.
Yeah.
And as I said, Rollo, you don't have to worry about the fact that you hate leaf water. There are
Yeah.
so many options here that aren't tea that I'm sure you can tolerate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no. Well, the thing is, I thought it was gonna be fucking expensive because it's like you have to buy 3 drinks. That would
Mhm.
make this, from what I thought, with most boba places, at least here, drinks are like $8 to $10 starting.
Right.
But when I looked up the local place here, you can get like normal milk drinks and other smaller stuff for like $5. So I was like,
Yeah,
okay.
the cheapest ones will start at like $5 to $6.
Yeah.
So that's I can handle a $15 porksy amount that doesn't look that different, to be honest, from the normal one.
Right.
But
yeah.
I'll probably
It has a
still
tiny.
get it.
I'll probably try and get it just because it's one of the rare collabs then.
And because I'm go to bubble tea places relatively frequently to not to have bubble tea without tapioca pills, maybe I'll try and get you one, Liqueur, that you won't use.
Yeah.
I'll never use it. I don't need it. I don't need it. I didn't even try for the. Remember when Rollo? Thank God I didn't because it didn't work. The Butterfinger collab.
See, that's one I still want. I think I want the Chocopopuka one.
Well,
I
just-
want that too.
I've just yeah, that one I did want, but it was too much effort.
This one's just the port through the crown. It's not too different. It's not even like a color scheme change. I don't
Yeah.
think.
Well, maybe we'll get like a unique action.
Well,
Maybe
true,
like
yeah.
blow tapioca bubbles.
Oh god.
Oh, that would be
Or
cool.
pearls or whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
Ah!
We have to
evil!
talk about them.
Oh, they're cute.
Shut up. The
Wow. Is that a new Dolphy?
the new Dolphy
Island, protect me.
Alf no and Alizé. I will say they're not as bad as Y'shtola.
The Y'shtola one. I agree with you on that.
I agree.
Okay, I have to be nice because I know doll collecting people are very kind and adjacent to Swifties. So I think these are
We
not
love
my
you, doll
taste,
fans.
We
but
love you.
It's cool.
The thing that was most
for you.
bewildering to us is that the Alphino one is $60 more than the Alizé one.
More
Yeah.
cloth on his clothing because
That's
he's got long tail coats.
the
Yeah.
baby boy tax. You gotta
Yeah.
pay more for the baby boy.
The only thing I would want from these, I guess, is like the miniature replicas of their weapons. 'Cause they're kind of cool.
But yeah,
That's cool.
so if you've got a free $880 to $820 free,
I'm
yeah,
sorry?
you can get one.
Oh god, I can't.
So
do
how
it.
much?
That is so
Mm.
much.
Well, the Alizé is $820 and the Alphino is $880
Oh,
It's a lot. It's a lot.
that's not what I want.
No.
Well, hey, now you know. If you go over to someone's house on like a date and you go, you're like, oh, I see you have the the $14. You're like, okay,
Yeah.
you're bagging a rich person right there. You're
That's true.
well, man, they just dropped $2K.
Yeah. Okay, so
Don't
yeah,
worry, guys. There is still the acrylic Alphino and Alizé available.
that's true.
That's
true.
for the poor people, though. That's the layman.
The poor. I don't. I don't think it's for the poor people. It's quite stiff price for some
No.
plastic, actually.
Yeah, the plastic's quite expensive still.
Yeah.
It's nice plastic, all right?
This plastic is for the normal people who just want
Really?
some art.
Normal, yeah.
This is not what people
This
want.
is for the. This
No,
is.
it's a niche
This is for
item.
the most elite.
This is for the
It is
aristocracy.
doll collectors.
Yeah.
It's in the same category as like the guitar from a while ago.
Yeah.
It's a collector's thing for a very niche group of people who have
Very
extra money.
niche.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of extra money.
Yeah. Okay. If you're in France. Sorry, I couldn't decide on which bit to do, so I mixed saying France weird
mixed both
and
of
the
them.
screaming lady. So
Yeah, I like the screaming lady more.
I gave you a little
Yeah.
bit of both.
Thank you.
You're welcome. If you can take your eyes off the hussy Mikote for a second from that artwork, there is a pop-up store in Paris where you can buy over, it's said 100 items on sale. So that starts on the 21st
Over
of June.
100.
Over 100,
Yeah.
yes. To Sunday the 23rd of June.
I'm thinking it's mostly just going to be a lot of the Japanese merch or unusual stuff.
I
from Square
suspect so
Enix store.
too.
Yeah.
You get like the Crane prize figures and maybe some of the metal coins and all that. That's pretty neat though.
But this is cool that this is available to you for 3 days in Paris, and they've said that they want to try and do more of these in other places. So
Yeah, listen, New York City, baby, you need me a pop-up right up there.
Yeah.
Or DC.
yeah,
I'll take DC.
Los Angeles, baby, do it to Rollo.
No.
Make sure to get yourself down to 911 Rue de Chaugier,
Ah,
75001 Paris, France.
Why is it written like that? What the fuck's up with Paris addresses, huh?
I guess it takes up 3 buildings. So it's maybe, I don't know.
Have the slash in your
9,
address.
11.
I don't know. It's where it says.
That's
on
not the
screen.
date, right? Because it's
No, that's
It's
the
probably
building address.
something. It's probably something like Shop 9, Building 11.
Could be, yeah.
Okay.
weird way to
It's
write
in
it.
Rue de Chaugier.
Yeah.
That's how we would write it if that was. That's how I would read it if I was looking at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay. That concludes the live letter. Live letter 82.
Wow.
And what a live
time
letter.
to be alive.
What a time to be a live letter.
Mhm.
Funny. I'm
But
funny.
yes, no time to reflect. We've got more to
No.
cover.
No, we are. This is usually where I would like. Okay, time for the end slide. It's over.
Yeah,
no,
let's
no.
wrap up. Oh no.
More.
More. We have interviews to get through. So we're going to go through some bits and I had to cover myself.
Yeah, I haven't been able to look at you honestly, man. I'm so serious. You look like I don't know. You become an alcoholic or something. You're so disheveled.
We're just gonna go through the interviews one by one in the order here that we have in our show notes.
With the things that we found interesting and have time to cover today.
Yes. So I'll start with some bits from Preach. There was some interesting. So Preach asked some interesting questions. Not really regarding Dawntrail. Well, it is connected to Dawntrail, but more about like the game. There was an interesting bit about the fear of failure in 14. And this really revealed something. So know that we've talked a lot about this before. But so I'll just read this bit. In the past, whenever they were working on boss battles or mechanics, they always wanted to come up with unique boss battles or mechanics. In certain raids, there were mechanics that players didn't like. And then that would make players angry. And then players started questioning the mechanics. When players started questioning those mechanics, the dev team didn't think about what they could do to improve it. Instead, they were like, okay, they didn't like that. We'll stop doing that.
Classic 14 devs.
Yeah.
The moment they get an ounce of resistance, they're like, well, we'll just cancel the whole
They
project.
did that, and specifically to stop hatred and increase the enjoyment of
Yeah,
the
it's because
game.
of Mela. He's such a hater.
Yeah, people like Mela.
I
always give
to be
people
honest.
constructive-
To be honest, I was thinking more like people like Orange.
Right,
Yeah.
right. That's true.
Yeah. You know what,
My
Nico, I can
feedback is
imagine
constructive.
you reading this to be like, I was right about twisters.
I did.
They brought
Exactly.
Twisters back.
Yeah. Even though, eventually though, because they kept doing that, like every time there was pushback to like a mechanic, like stop doing that, they don't like that, and then just move on. They ended up just going for the safe option for pretty much every fight they did. So
That's
now,
why literally every fight in Endwalker's the same.
Yeah. So now Yoshi P feels like this is hindering the team in challenging themselves. So that's why he's now told them for Dawntrail that they should not be afraid of failure. And he said, let's aim for the next stage and challenge ourselves. So this is another...
I'm so excited.
Yeah. It seems like Dawntrail is where they're going to try to break
If
out.
Dawntrail has nothing else, I'm hoping it has incredible new fight, like really good fights, especially the raids. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Yes.
Just give me something different. I want to see something fresh, you know? Go ham.
Yeah.
Even if it's bad, I always appreciate a new take.
Exactly, yeah.
Something just the same as the old thing.
Yeah.
I'd rather you try something new than the same thing, even if it worked. Because eventually it will stop working because it will get boring.
Yeah.
Don't have the first attack of every single fight be a raid wide.
Right.
That's why Deep Dungeon sucks.
Yeah. There's a follow-up kind of to that, because the natural question is then, why is 14 so careful about changes? And he wasn't very, like, it was very Yoshi P answer, not a lot in the answer, but essentially he said that if there is a heavy swing at certain points, players will get confused. They will come back to this, because this will actually link back to a different interview. And if players don't know why that change happened, players will become angry. And if there is not enough communication from the developers, there'll be a lot of anger in the player base. There's a lot of like fear from like being hated by the players. As a game, there needs to be change, but that change should be incorporated gradually. And once people get used to it, it will make sense to them. So that's the approach.
Yeah, it's like boiling a frog.
Right. It has to be very, very slow. It's the fucking forums. Yeah, we'll get to that. There's some shade coming onto the forums in a second. Yeah, so that's kind of 14, and there hasn't really been like massive change to this game. Like
we've seen some experimentation. We've seen them starting to break out of their mold a little bit. Like they're getting fights like Agdistus and Pandemonium in the Pandemonium raids, which I think are both very unique, even if they didn't necessarily. Agdistus, I think, doesn't work as well, but Pandemonium, I think, is a very well designed fight.
Yeah.
When they get comfortable, they stick to it very like Tribe Quest since Stormblood have basically never, like the whole formula around them is pretty much the same.
Yeah.
Since Shadowbringers.
Okay, so then for dungeon design, Preach said the first dungeon that they played, in Dawntrail that they played, follows the same structure that we've seen since Stormblood. So 3 bosses and 3 distinct areas per boss. That's it. Why has this not changed? And Yoshi P was very clear here. So they content in 14 are like in packets, is what they call it. A package, I guess, or packet. So dungeon packet, trial packet, like these are like how they work. So a dungeon packet is based on the calculation based on how long it would take to complete one dungeon. So when they start working on a dungeon, they already know it's going to take this long to finish it, because this is the golden, this is the balance we need to strike. So people have less time nowadays, which we've heard before, and it's true. And adding an additional boss would likely add up to 30 more minutes to a dungeon, which players will feel like it's too long and won't complete it, or I won't enter the dungeon. This dungeon design policy will remain in place because they don't see the need to change the recipe. From the development team's perspective, the package has a benefit that it's easy for them to factor in the resources and scheduling required to develop the dungeon. So 3 bosses, trash, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. So essentially, it's easier to make dungeons this way, and players don't seem to mind. So that's why the dungeon
it's true, I suppose,
hasn't changed.
Yeah, I think it works. I'm cool with that being the more, I don't want to say brain dead content, but more stuff you just kind of go through the motions, and that's like not actively thinking. Yeah. But
the other issue is they can't make it too much longer because people will complain when they get that specific dungeon. It's why people didn't like getting like etheric. It's like why people don't like getting ARF in the Capstone Roulette. Yeah. Because it takes longer than some of the others. I do think they can work around this. Like Pharos Sirius normal has 4 bosses, and that's around the same length because it sort of gets rid of it. There's not as much trash between the second, third, and fourth bosses.
Yeah, and that's
lower trash or lower HP of the bosses, so they still kill them quickly, and then there's a fourth. There's ways around it.
Yeah,
well, maybe they're accounting for like failures in bosses as well into the time, like average.
Yeah,
so if you have more bosses,
vibes.
then it kind of increases the average time.
Yeah.
Just to guess though.
Yeah, he did say that if there was a desire from players to change the formula, they wouldn't change like the time required. That probably won't change. But he said, like Jurgen said, or all of us said, he brought up an example, like removing all trash and instead adding another boss. So just a boss rush style dungeon.
I'm okay with that. Like,
I don't want. I kind of don't want all trash to be gone. I feel like that's just like because otherwise, then trash is just disappearing from from the whole game.
The formula.
Well, if it was like a novelty of like 1 or 2 dungeons like that, that'd be cool. But it's like a like no.
Yeah.
I like getting.
Like imagine you've been chucked in a coliseum and Gulu Jar Jar is like sending different bosses out to attack you.
Yeah.
I kind of just want less trash. It doesn't have to be no trash.
Yeah.
You got to use your AoE somewhere. Where else are you going to use it?
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Well, that's true, actually.
There was this question isn't really that relevant, but it was just funny how he responded. Preach asked if the influx of Western players has influenced content design in 14, and Yoshipi just said no. And he said that people that have not played Final Fantasy before associate 14 with having an anime style and comes across as childish, so they feel like they won't like it. When they do finally play 14, because they played WoW before, they see the similarities between WoW and 14, since 14 used WoW as a reference material during development, and they end up liking 14's playstyle. What I thought was interesting is that we know this already, but he is very in tune with everything. He watches.
Oh yeah.
He reads the Reddit specifically, and he watches. He watches content to make sure he's up to date on what people are thinking about 14.
Yeah.
So.
Hi, HP.
Hi.
I think here he's kind of operating on like an older way, prevailing kind of thoughts. I do not think people have a disdain for anime as much as they did like 10 to 12 years ago. There are content creators
sentiments and some shit though.
Yeah, like there are content creators that are older that still have that, who are big in some communities. But like, I mean, I don't know. You go to your fucking workplace and your coworker's like, "Hey, you see the new Jujutsu Kaisen?" He's like a fucking 45-year-old white guy, you know? Like it's not usually his thing. It's very very mainstream.
I think he's mostly here referring to the WoW players because they seem to have an extra disdain towards weeb culture, as they would.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen that. But yeah. Also, last thing, this is big, but also the one that's made the most waves, I think, from this interview, but that had the least info.
Thumbnail.
Yeah. Chat bubbles. They are coming, maybe. Samples for testing have already been prepared. So that is in the works.
Hopefully they are customizable / toggleable or whatever.
Probably toggleable.
Because Limpsa would be hell if it was.
But I want that. Sometimes
I want it sometimes, but I want the choice.
This has to be a toggle. If there was no option to turn it off, I feel that's very alienating.
It would be horrible.
I want it to be able to be changed based on the type of chat. So like, I don't want to hear shouts right now. I do want to hear party, and I do want to stay. Like
full customizability.
Yeah.
That I need. Or if you want to be crazy, I know I keep talking about it, but PSO2, their chat bubbles, they're just HUD elements on your screen.
Yeah.
Like they just pop up at you like a fucking window.
Yeah.
That sounds insane.
Yeah. That'd be funny if they did that. Probably won't, but
no. Okay. So that was Preach's interview. Pretty good. They had a very good vibe during that interview. Then we have Quasi, who also interviewed Yoshipi. Now, he asked how long the next saga is going to be, so the next arc. And Yoshipi said that they don't know. it's undecided because they'd never planned for a Realm Reborn storyline to be as long as it was.
Yeah.
And it took until they didn't even realize until 4.3 that they even had an arc that they could now end with Shadowbringers. That's just when they
That's
realized.
crazy.
That,
That's so crazy. That feels a little bit too late, but
yeah. So he said that there are certain elements that we have not seen yet, and there are secrets that we will uncover in Dawntrail. And then, based on players' reactions, they will see where they go with the story. They have apparently many potential directions they want to go. So this might become a long story arc in the future, or it can be a series of smaller stories that are somewhat connected. It all depends on the players' reaction. And then they've also future-proofed themselves, as they always do. They've placed, there are some foreshadowings that they've placed in the 6.x series that they can come back to for future storylines as well. So we don't know.
The void.
Yeah. So players
That's all
shape the
6.x
story.
plug.
Yeah. They said that he said they don't want to force their perspective unilaterally. Players shape the story with the developers. So we shape it with the developers, which is interesting. Okay, so he asked, "Does 14 today differ from Yoshi P's original vision back when he took over?" And I picked this because it's so funny. When he just said when he tried 1.0, he realized that 14 was not a well-made game.
No. That's mean. Don't say that about your coworker.
Yeah. So when they relaunched as a Realm Reborn and leading up to Stormblood, they got into a phase that was more about collaborating with the player base. So a Realm Reborn to Stormblood, it was more like keep the game going. We need to just fix the game. And then after Stormblood, they were like, okay, now we can work with the players and see what they want and then implement it slowly. That's how they're working right now. Now they're in a phase where they don't want to get stagnant. They don't want everything to be as expected. Stability.
That's a risk with this game.
Too much change will throw players off as well. So it's a difficult balance to strike.
Yeah.
Though. So that's what they're working
That's
on.
a trend he has in a lot of interviews. There'll be some of the interviews that I covered as well.
Yeah.
He mentioned stuff like that.
Yeah. And this is my favorite question. Biggest surprise, and this now loops back to that one question where he alluded to the forums. Biggest surprises in running 14 and difficulty of changes. So what was his biggest surprise when running 14? When Yoshi P first joined Final Fantasy 14 in 1.0, there were these lead quests called Behests, if you watch Remnants of the Realm.
Yeah, we love them.
Where you could go into a 15-person party. So he did that. And he noticed that the White Mage was just constantly spamming Cure 3, which is the most powerful healing spell, AoE spell at the time, without running out of MP. Just constantly during the Leaf quest. So it was weird that the healer could spam the most powerful healing spell without running out of MP. The game was clearly broken. What was the point of having the weaker spells when the strongest spell can be spammed like that? Like, just why even touch Cure 2? Why you can just use Cure 3? So Yoshi P thought that he had to make an adjustment there so the game design could become more balanced. So Yoshi P made the adjustment so the job would focus more on MP management. But the official forums fucking hated it.
Of course they did.
And
they had to think.
That's like stuck in Yoshi P's mind still. Yoshi P was happy with the change, but the player base hated it, which is classic.
This is why you're the way you are, Luki. Even though I've crunched the numbers on Cure 2 and
Shut
Cure 3.
up! Stop with the fucking... Looking at the reaction to that feedback, they saw a lot of people were upvoting it. And Yoshi P recognized that the development team had created an environment where broken game design was allowed. People had gotten used to the broken game design, so when change was introduced, even if it was good, people felt stressed. So that's why, whenever something is broken and needs fixing, the dev team has to act fast and communicate why to the players before players get used to the broken system. That is a great lesson that he's learned from that time.
That's an absolute lol.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't enable broken game design, I guess, is the core.
That's I feel so bad for
yeah.
just I mean, I'm sure he doesn't fucking care now. It's not that personal. But
it was
like,
in tears in the canteen.
It's unfair to Tanaka though, because Tanaka didn't really have time to fix the game before Yoshi P took over. Like he left like
well, he shouldn't have designed a shit game.
He shouldn't have made a shit game, should he? Yeah.
You say something about 15. Honestly, it's just Square Enix management was.
I didn't
was
think
management's
15 was a
fault.
shit game at launch.
No. Listen, let's not shit on Tanaka. We can shit on Tanaka, but he did not decide to push the game out when it was pushed out, because that was Square Enix that pushed them
The
out.
publishing part of it was bad.
Yeah.
It probably still would have been kind of bad coming out.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I'm glad this happened.
A lot more
imagine if he had like got it to a point where he was happy and people were like, "Oh yeah, this is okay," and we had a second 11.
Yeah.
Oh my god! And
It
we
would have
never had
been.
real 14.
It would have been a mediocre, mostly Japanese player-based game.
Exactly, 100%. Yeah, it would never have reached this level.
No.
Would have
Square Enix
stopped
would
getting
probably be bankrupt
expansions
by
in the West.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's Quasi, and then we have Jeux Online. Oh, the French. Not a lot here that we need to rehash, but there's some stuff about Echoes of Vana'diel. There's not a lot about this raid yet. I guess it's because it's coming much later, but is it launch? It's not launch at all. So
no, it's
like
0.1.
No, it's 0.1.
Yeah. So it's designed for players who have not played 11, with players who have not played 11 in mind.
We played 11, so well.
That's me.
As well as veterans of 11. So everyone's supposed to be able to enjoy
I'm a
it.
veteran.
Who could have fucking seen that?
Yeah.
That they designed it so that it appeals to everyone, whether you've played it or not played 11.
It's a classic Yoshi P answer. Almost all the leaders from the team who are working on Echoes of Vana'diel are veteran 11 players. He said they were
What about veteran 11 designers?
He said they were so deep.
Gone extinct.
They were so deep in the game when in their youth that they were dropouts from life. Like they were life.
Oh my
That's what
God.
he said. And if you played,
some shit.
If you played 11, you know how true that is. Because if you wanted to be good at 11, you had to ruin your life. And that's not a joke.
That's
like,
how MMOs used to be, and that's how.
And 11 was fucking
to
notorious. Remember, you had to sit in game, logged in, camping for notorious monsters for like days. Like
it's better this way.
You'd have shifts.
Yeah,
it's crazy. So that 11 could ruin your life if you weren't careful. Creative Studio 3 also contains the 11 team. So the 11 team is working closely with 14's team. So the 11 team is reviewing and supervising all the content for the raid. So if you are an 11
they've got a lot of free time. I think.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what else are they doing right now?
That
getting paid to do nothing.
So
they were gonna make something. Remember?
Yeah,
they started something.
I'm just
they released
imagining them
some stuff.
I'm just imagining them as like Homer Simpson at his
no, this is unfair. They have monthly updates still. Like they have
They go in and like, hey, 11 devs, and they're all asleep.
This is slender.
They're all like moonlighting as customer service for 14 because there's nothing else to do.
Yeah. Okay, so the content is okay. Again, Yoshi P answered. The goal is to make a raid that feels familiar and enjoyable to veteran 11 players, but also accessible and enjoyable for players that have never played 11. That's all the info we're getting on that, essentially.
Wow.
Yeah. The second thing that is worth noting here is about the relic. The relic system. So again, think about what we've heard before about Yoshi P. There's been constant pressure from players with this relic system. There's constantly people bitching about the relic system. So some players like the challenge of investing a long time into creating a powerful weapon, while others feel locked out of that kind of content because of that. That kind of feedback really started in A Realm Reborn when they released the Zodiac weapons. That's essentially the first time they branched off from the original relic. That's when the bitching started. That's when people started, screaming.
It's probably those fucking white mages from the previous thing where they got their Cure 3 now.
It was the dreaded Atma farming that caused it. Negative feedback.
That was only an issue because it was
I agree.
Fates in a world where everyone had to do them.
I feel like this is like he's ignoring the reason why people were so upset. They released a fucking RNG grind fest with typos and locations that didn't even
Yeah.
exist where it wouldn't drop, and that threw the whole system off because everyone was like, I've been here for an hour. Is this another typo? Is there no Atma in this zone?
There was so much issues.
That was
with
the
it.
worst part about Atma was the fact that
And
they
chucking
fucked
it
up
behind
the
fates that
text.
don't spawn that regularly, but everyone's trying to get gold in, but they barely have a chance to.
Yeah.
Oh, for the books you're talking about.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh
Sorry.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No, Atma was fates as well, wasn't it?
Atma was
Yeah, it was,
Fates.
but
yes.
Oh, true. You could do any in the zone, couldn't you? That's right.
Yeah.
there wasn't
But still.
required specific ones.
Every time I talk about Atma, I just get memories back from just sitting like it's 3 a.m. I've been in middle Lenosha all day doing that fucking crab fate in that lower section. I just remember just the
You're,
fucking
like,
malaise
traumatized.
and the and the doubt in my heart to be like, I should go to a different place, but like maybe the next fate is where the Atma drops and I leave now, and oh god, I hated that, but in a good way, you know. It's like when you finally got that Atma, oh, that sound.
I think you're insane.
When you get it.
No, I'm with you on that. I'm with you. But only in a world without typos. Like, as long as the information's correct, I'm up for a grind.
Maybe not have the drop rate at 0.1%. I think maybe that was a bit low. Maybe you bump it up a little bit.
0.2%.
Yeah. Okay, so when they starting from the Zodiac weapons, with each relic system, they scale it back just a little bit, made it a little bit easier every time, because every time there was always complaints, and every time they pulled back. And then when they were going to make the relics for this one, they're like, well, we've essentially pulled back as far as we can at this point. Let's just fucking tomes, you know? No resistance.
Crazy.
Stop listening to the people who are complaining, because they're probably in the minority.
Yeah.
This is... I know every developer struggles with like listening to community feedback versus like actually making a good system.
Yeah.
You know, you'll get a lot of opinions that are just bad and dumb and not insightful.
Yeah.
And it's even worse for bigger games. This is one of the ones where after Realm Reborn, they should have just not listened to anyone and kept refining that system. I think that could have had potential. I think now I just think all the relics fucking suck.
Yeah.
I
agree.
think Heavenswood was still like decent. I
I
enjoyed
think Heavenswood has this.
Okay, as well.
I think Heavenswood is possibly the greatest point of the relic in my mind because of the variety of ways you can do each step.
Yeah. I think it had variety, and it was not quite as rough as the Rumble.
If you remember earlier, he said like whenever they got negative feedback, they didn't think about how to improve it.
Exactly.
They would say,
It's a
just
bad
don't
system.
do it. And it feels like that was also the case here.
You got to work on these because it's not good now.
Yeah. Well, so actually, the feedback this time was very strong. So the thing that cut the hardest for him was that he kept seeing people saying that they're cutting corners now. Like this is like
they were,
and that
I think we even said that.
Yeah, we said it was like
I thought it wasn't
maybe they didn't have
cutting
time.
corners. I just thought it was just like fear.
Yeah. That's the worst for him to hear, though, that people are saying that they're cutting corners. So now for Dawntrail, he's making sure that Dawntrail has a proper weapon enhancement system or content. So, but
JP, throw it to the haters. Like just go with the hardest you've ever gone.
yeah, just go back to like Atma farming.
You have to do the current tier Savage content with a 0.0001% drop chance.
Well, that's
and you have to get like 20
pointless.
Atmas, and you just gotta.
Why would you even care at that point? You're getting the Savage weapon.
Yeah. Well, go on.
I was gonna say, like, at this point, at least personally, I've hated every single relic so much where I get to like maybe the second or third, so I'm like, this blows. I'm not having fun. I like grinding for stuff, but grinding for relics always just blows to me. I don't know why. At this point, I've just become a never relicer.
No.
I even if this is like good, they've always been bad. I don't want to do it anymore.
Right. Fair enough.
Yeah.
He did. There's a quote though that I just added in here. But if we implemented only one system, which players would have to adhere to in order to enhance their weapons, then of course that would mean that there would be fewer options available. So I think it would make sense to have multiple ways that players can use to enhance their weapons. So that's probably what we're getting in Dawntrail. Yeah.
And then you pick the one that's most fun to you.
Yes. So a good sign for the relic, I think. Maybe they are trying to make it good again. We'll see. We're definitely probably based on his reaction to the feedback on the current relic. We're never gonna get that again. We're never gonna get just tomes for relic. It seems that upset him. The feedback on that one. Okay. Moving on then to Easy Allies. This is about PvP. They claim to... Oh yeah, this is... God, what even does it mean?
This is sad to hear.
They claim to not have the resources currently to maintain front lines secure in the current rotation. For similar reasons, they have not been able to perform the requisite maintenance on Astrologos to account for the changes made to PvP with Endwalker. The resources are currently being used to focus on maintaining and updating the newer crystalline conflict. They intend to increase the staff allocated to PvP soon with 7.1 as a goal to further PvP updates.
Wow. How is Astragolas coming along?
How long has it been?
Well, they said that they don't have anyone working on it.
No, they don't have there's no one. It's just nothing. Nothing's
There's
happening.
no people free, Mailer.
There are no resources.
Absolutely insane that they can take a really good piece of content offline for like 7 years, it feels like now.
Remember again that Astragolos was taken out because people were complaining again.
Only because it was slightly flawed in its map design.
No, but people ran the numbers later, and it turns out that is not true. If you actually
there was lots of contention around it.
And it was crazy, and their reaction was to just remove it, which is of course
very
in line with what they've been.
Yeah.
Does it even matter if one side had like a 0.1% slight increased chance of winning? Does it even matter?
To some people, the most vocal of people, it does, and that's the worst part.
Yeah.
I mean, in a competitive setting, like it does blow.
Yeah,
even if you have
it does in a competitive setting. But Rivalings is not a serious competitive mode in this game.
There was so many times when you won as either team that it wasn't that big a deal.
Well, that's just the problem with Frontlines in general, that your personal achievements don't really matter anyway, so it's hard to get the grander sense of the fight in general. But I do think there were people serious about it.
Don't worry, Astragolas will come back with an incredibly boring rework in the same fashion as what's it called? Shatter.
Yeah.
I agree. It'll be a new triangle.
Yeah.
So this will be a hexagon, Mailer.
Ooh.
So no. You don't expect.
Not happy with that.
Not for now. This is a very similar response that I saw him give to This is a more frustrating version of it, but he gave similar answers when the people asked him about the field instances. He says, "We have that planned. You will hear more about it when we talk about it." So
nice. Okay, on Cross DC Party Finder, as each DC is its own physical system to facilitate communication between them, they would need another physical system to manage communication between each of the individual data centers. This would likely take at least 2 to 3 years to build, so the question is whether it would be feasible in terms of the time and money required to implement a Cross DC Party Finder. They're still investigating ideas to see whether this could be simulated with a physical server connecting the physical data centers. So...
That should say simulated without a physical server connect. Data
right.
Sorry.
I would say it would be worth it. I still think the balance of DCs and servers in general is really poor because of the lack of a cross-party DC.
Yeah, and no matter how good the game is, it will tend towards losing people over time, which will further make that problem worse.
Mm-hmm.
If you implement a system where we can cross DC Party Finder, we can play with everyone, and then it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Especially with how incentivized you are, just to have one character on one world.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Like
and you do everything on your one character.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Yep. So there you go. Let's cross DC.
I think the main fear the main fear I seem to get from them is that they think it's not worth the amount of time and money. They think it would be too expensive in both of those.
Yeah.
It is worth it.
From MMORPG.com, we have one very important beat here. Job stones in dungeons. With Dawntrail, they've tried to make it more clear that you need your job stone equipped in order to switch from your class to your job. Each expansion, they talk about removing the class system. However, they always decide it would be too cost-intensive to dedicate a part of the team to remove it, so the system has stuck around. It's just very funny. That's just...
It is funny.
Fuck you guys that keep doing like challenge runs. I'm gonna be a lancer in fucking this duty finder. Like, get the hell out of here. What are you doing?
Yeah. Do that in Party Finder.
Chad is bringing up the idea of requiring it of making it required to equip. Apparently, that's very difficult for them to implement, and I don't really understand why.
I don't understand why. They've managed to make a system where, like, for specific raids, you can only queue a specific, like, you have to have one pure healer and one barrier healer. If they can have something as convoluted as that, they can make it check to see if you've got an item equipped or not before the queue will allow you to enter. I'm sure it's not that hard.
No.
Spaghetti.
Yeah.
It's,
it is.
well, it's, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Moving on to Frosty. About PvP party play. While technically not impossible, it's not currently a focus of the development team. Look forward to PvP updates in 7.1.
The PvP
I'm
section.
infuriated by that.
It's like a ghost
I
town.
love. So Yoshi P essentially said, "Yes, we could make it so that you could queue up with friends in Crystalline Conflict, but we don't plan to."
Yeah.
Why
no one
is
there.
the only point?
Yeah. Well,
what is a PvP team for?
Yeah, that is true. PvP
for
teams.
Where are the Goo Gobblers gonna go from here?
Actual abandoned content. Yeah.
It boggles the mind. That's literally the most fun thing you can do. Who's queuing in Dota 2 solo? It's a miserable time. But if you queue up with 5 friends or 4 friends, it's, you know, all the boys are there. It's great.
I used to solo queue. It was miserable every time.
Solo queuing is not fun, but queuing as a full stack is really fun.
Yeah, because you get to coordinate, because you can talk to people.
Yeah.
With people
So much fun.
who are somewhat
Please
competent.
implement this. It's so much more fun.
Well,
like, your biggest weakness in any PvP mode in this game is that you can't communicate easily at all.
Yeah, because they removed the fucking chat. No, they removed chat, remember?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
You can still do it in front lines, but not anywhere else.
Insane game.
Can you do
Please.
anything? You can do custom matches with
You
your
have
team. Is that
you
it?
have the commands that you can do. So push crystal, attacking.
I mean like party, like for
just
your
front lines,
PvP.
Yeah.
No, you can't do front. No. I mean for PvP team.
Oh no, nothing. No, there's no use of it.
I think only No, God.
You can do custom matches, but I don't know if it counts as you being in that team or not.
Yeah.
Wow.
I
really,
think
it's
if
just
more than
abandoned,
50% of the team, maybe it will share the name at the top.
Interesting.
But yeah, it's basically abandoned.
This next question started as a question about Garlemald restoration. You will see from the answer, he does not mention that at all.
Okay, so the current lifestyle content focus for Dawntrail is cosmic exploration, which will involve large groups of people working together to accomplish certain goals. With Ishgard restoration, you could see the evolution of the firmament over time and the ultimate release of the housing district, the Imperium. With cosmic exploration, for those players unable to participate in real time, they are looking at ways of simulating the evolutionary experience. So that's nice.
That's nice. And I'm glad that
It's a nice answer.
Yeah.
It provided no answers to the question he was asked, but it is interesting that they are attempting to do that.
Yes. There's also friend list updates. With the size of 14 community having grown to what it is now, their current focus is addressing means by which players may protect themselves, as in the updated blacklist features. The next step is making adjustments to the friends list as well as the mentor system.
The addition of him, the fact that he mentioned that he wants to make changes to the mentor system, I thought was really interesting. Because that definitely needs some fucking work.
Yes.
Yeah, I hate mentors. But it's a good system theoretically.
Yeah. Okay, from Rock Paper Shotgun, diversity in playstyles. Balancing the feedback from casual and hardcore players is quite difficult. During early Heavensward, they were receiving requests for more complexity in job mechanics, so they went in that direction. However, it then went in the other direction with a greater number of complaints regarding the difficulty of playing each job. So from patch 4.2, they headed in the opposite direction in an attempt to reduce overall stress in execution for the greater player base. Yoshi P has felt the scale tip in the other direction once more, so with Dawntrail onward, he wants to shift the focus back from satisfying casual play towards restoring job individuality.
8.0 is the...
Yeah, 8.0, that's gonna... So you gotta
8.0
wait.
is confirmed the best expansion in the game.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's just how it is. I guess it's just cyclical, this thing. We just keep simplifying and then...
As soon as someone complains...
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah,
action stations.
I think their eyes are too tuned into the official forums.
They need to. About their sources.
I think that's what they were previously thinking. Whereas I think Yoshi P now, it was the same with how he talks about he doesn't want his development team to feel the fear of negative feedback. I think this is a similar reaction.
Yeah.
Listen, you just gotta stop listening to official forums. And to some content creators too.
Yeah.
You
can listen to us though. Like
we're on the good ones.
Yeah, we're the good ones.
But don't listen to community feedback like a complete face value. Think about your vision for the content as well. Like if it came out how you intended it, expand on it. Don't just be like, oh well, they didn't like it, so we'll abandon it entirely. Because you can bring people around.
Yes. Okay, so from PC Games N, on scrap jobs, there are two major key points they consider when making new jobs. The first is to have different mechanics from previous jobs. The second is whether it works and is fun within an MMORPG environment. They had considered Time Mage. However, they found that skills such as stop and haste would be difficult to implement satisfactorily without making the job OP. That makes sense. I don't
make it OP then.
I mean,
I stop on Hades.
I'm sure you could figure something out and reconceptualize how a haste and a stop could work here.
Yeah.
Well, the issue is we already have skills that do haste, so the only they've already given it how it works. I don't see how you could rework stop.
What if they did Time Mage and implemented it in conjunction with the duty recorder, so you could do like rewind and it would pull everyone back like 10 seconds?
If you're wondering why Mailer is bringing up a very forgotten aspect of this game, it's because he's recently rediscovered it in our raids as of late.
Yeah,
it's a good tool.
Yeah,
well, it used to be before they made it.
This has no features now. It's really.
But it used to be actually good.
It used to.
Yeah, but also they have retroactively gone back for other skills when they've had new jobs. Like that's not a barrier for them for sure.
True. Yeah. So on new weapons, the design process often starts with the weapon. They have previously considered a whip-based job, but found the number of bones in a whip's design would be complex and tedious to implement. They also need to think about how they will modify the weapon design to make each one appear unique. It's an issue they've found with the bow that due to the complexity of its construction compared to other weapons in the game, it can be difficult to make non-intrusive alterations to design. With Sage, they also considered making the weapon a giant orb, but ultimately Yoshi P decided we could not possibly implement that.
Why not? What's wrong with the giant orb?
It's never been more over.
The whip job is dead.
Whip boys. I'm
gone.
Yeah.
This saddened me when I read this.
Yeah.
If you're creative enough, you can like the dancer weapons are fucking amazing how they work, I think personally, where they they vanish and get tiny when they're thrown and you just have particle effects on the enemy.
Well, that's the issue, is that because so much of it has to be visible, because if the whip itself disappears, I think that defeats the purpose of it being a whip.
Listen, you can do it. There are absolutely methods you can make it work without all the bones.
There aren't enough bones.
The thing they said about the bow here was specifically seemingly in response to what they've done with the bow artifact weapon for
you mean
Dawntrail?
Right.
Oh god,
right.
The worst weapon ever.
Okay.
So expect it to get even crazier from here on out.
Yeah.
When are we getting a selfie class with like a little nunchucks or whatever?
A selfie? What do
Selfie
you
as
mean
in
by
8,
this?
Final Fantasy
Selfie
8.
from FF8.
Oh, sorry. I was like,
See, no one
I
remembers
was so
selfie.
confused.
yeah, it's like-
Everyone wants Quistis. What about selfie?
Yeah, nunchucks. Yeah, that's probably a possibility.
No one
no, there's
requests
too many
it.
bones.
There's too many
Too
bones.
many
I mean,
bones.
that's probably the
Chains in
same
between.
number
I
of
would
bones.
fear too many bones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Too many
No one
bones.
ever
We need
asked
more
for it.
rigid weapons, you know. But that does.
Bruncheon policeman
What
class.
what do you think the weapon for Beastmaster's going to be then? Because we were sort of hoping maybe a whip would be.
No, you know the paladin weapon, the one with the spikes on the end, like it's
Oh.
like a yaoi paddle with the spikes.
yaoi
I can't remember what I don't.
Oh,
Yeah.
It'll
the,
be a big paddle.
the Aztec
It's like a
weapon.
like a macahuito
I
or
was-
whatever it's called.
Yeah.
I was thinking more like a riding crop.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
The closest thing you can get to a whip that's not actually a whip.
that's true.
So, are you telling me
Beastmasters are
you're gonna be fucking
strumpets.
spanking like the monsters you summon to get them to
Yeah.
Oh,
Faster, Cal, faster!
Well, yeah, you know, there's gonna be a lot of RP
yeah.
with those. You know, that's gonna be player's gonna be very happy with that.
I unsheath my whip or my
Time to get to the new white mage gear.
The new white mage gear and the fucking yes.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it. Okay. God, I've modded on my assless chaps. I'm ready. Bring out the fucking prop.
added jiggle physics to each cheek. We found the bones.
Yeah. It's just the slime hat twice.
Oh god. Yes.
They jiggle independently.
Yeah.
We've come so far in the future.
Oh boy. Okay. Okay. So, right. So, Hall of the Expert, which is an interesting concept. Yoshi P would never want to force players into content they aren't comfortable with. However, he would also like to see people being able to try new content that they had previously been either uninterested in or afraid of. He has some interest in some sort of level 100 tutorial system that gets people used to different jobs rotations, or with mechanics such as tank switching. He considers the Gold Saucer a pretty good location for teaching some of these kinds of things. What? With the Fall Guys crossover as an example of a no-risk environment showcasing certain high-end mechanics.
Oh, I see, mate. Well,
Yeah, again,
know.
his main concern would be the community feeling, as though these tutorials would be mandatory and thus potentially alienating.
Oh, yeah. Give everyone a certificate of achievement, and when we go in, there'll be like a little symbol to make sure you know who
Yeah.
has and hasn't done their
Yeah.
tutorial.
That's
Little
that's
star next to
exactly
their
what he
name.
doesn't want.
No,
Well-
I need to know who to bully.
Yeah. No wonder you're doing everything wrong, Red Mage. You've not
yeah.
even done the whole of the
You
action.
don't have the check mark.
I mean, but yeah, look at some of the things in Blunderville. Like it teaches you things like what are they? Acceleration bombs.
That's true, and the server tick rate.
Yeah, yeah, yes. Yeah, it's true.
I
on-
agree with the concept. I think we do deserve it and need it.
Yeah. On DDoS attacks, Yoshi P has crafted perfect defenses against future DDoS attacks, but can't explain in detail
That's what he
as to
says.
not give away hints of this to attackers. He knows Savage players will worry, but advises not to. Don't worry, guys. We
Feel like-
have perfect defenses.
I mean, that's the thing.
Perfect.
I mean, it's kind of the only answer he can give, because you can't say what you're doing to prevent
Exactly,
DDoS
yeah.
attacks.
right.
No.
Yeah.
But to say perfect on top of that,
Yeah.
with like I feel like invites
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
a trouble in the first place.
He did go into
Moment before
conversation
disaster.
around like Endwalker being a special case due to like the WoW influx and everything and the pandemic. So maybe they're in a good position for Dawntrail. We'll see.
Okay.
You
yeah.
could have just said we found a solution. Not
Yeah.
say anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The perfect solution.
We tried a-
Unbeatable.
We found the phone now.
Unsinkable
I think-
ship.
Well, the idea.
Oh no.
I think the idea is that if he responded with it just "we found a solution," that's mysterious and scary.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. From Mr. Happy, Yoshi P says they're working on new job weapons for old Ultimate content. but no timeline given, with Pictomancer and Viper given priority in this for some reason.
I added that.
Yeah, that's Mela saying that.
Uh,
Artist pipeline lends itself to this, but seems a bit harsh.
Basically, if you're like a Reaper and you've been really looking forward to getting your Uwu weapon, you have to wait in line because the new classes get it first for no reason other than because they're already working on Pictomancer and Viper weapons now. It makes it easier for them to design them. But I still think that's a little unfair.
Yeah.
It'll be rectified sometime. You can just. Plus
You've
you get,
seen how quickly he does these things.
in some ultimates, you get a token to get any weapon, right? Is that how it works?
No, but there are some classes that don't have weapons.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. You just hold on to it until he's done.
Yeah. But it's just you'll have to wait even longer.
Yeah. Criterion and variant dungeons here. They will increase rewards by 50% to various content, including Criterion variant, etc. And he mentioned actual gear, but this could be real gear or cosmetic. So, yeah, this weird like 50%.
He's saying we'll increase. It'll be like 150%, or 50% increase on like gear or like rewards in content.
Yeah.
In all content.
What does that mean?
Just to get more gear. Or more
I need indefinite reasons to go into old variant dungeons.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they just end up abandoned. There needs to be something that keeps you coming back to it for whatever reason. That's why I think a relic tied to variants would be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or it could be something that. So there could be reasons to go in each one individually at the start for minions, whatever, and then a secondary reason, like you say, where you could go into a roulette or something, and it doesn't matter which one you do, you're progging, and then you still they're all alive, they're all being done, and you're always getting something. More roulette.
Yeah. I'm sorry, but this is confirmed. Blitzball is not happening. Yoshi P yelled no at Mr. Happy. He then went on a rant about it not being what fans expected versus fans also just abandoning the content, so they seem to just not want to try. So
I agree that Blitzball is not actually fun in retrospect.
As it is in
you
10.
could make it fun.
That's true.
They could make it fun.
As it
But
is
the
in
thing
10,
is, they
it
either
not
had
fun.
the management version or the
I would say this.
actiony version.
You could make it fun, but not in 14, in my opinion.
Well, okay, you
They
say
can't even
that,
Chocobo racing, right?
but the team behind just the fucking entire design of Lords of Vermilion, like that entire interface.
Oh, I agree with you. I've always said
Magic.
that.
To get that
Vermilion's
winning
good.
team.
I think Lord of Vermilion is impressive. It's just not what people wanted.
No,
Imagine,
no one wants
Rollo.
an RTS in 14, but I think
Imagine
a
if
football
instead-
manager game in 14.
Yeah, I agree
I
with
mean,
you. I think that could.
I think I would play with that, but I
I would
also
too.
think that we're the minority.
Yeah.
Okay, but
Yeah.
listen, you
Change
can collect
Vermilion.
players from the overworld. You recruit them.
Oh my god.
You stole us on my team.
Not like story NPCs.
Ah,
Fantasy
all right.
Blitzball.
Well, if you're not even going to put important characters in, people will care even less.
Yeah.
People care about their squadron.
Jonathan is in my
They're
team.
just randos.
Do people care about their squadrons?
Yeah, when they first, people like getting. all the
Yeah,
characters.
remember people used to
I
try and
only
collect
care
the
about-
funny ones.
I only care about who I don't get.
I tell you who I don't want in my squadron: Cecily.
I knew you'd mention her.
I hate her.
You have such a bone to pick.
What
with
if
the fucking
I know
party
it's just
healer.
useless. What if they changed for minion and you went in with one minion, but it was 5v5 and it was a MOBA? It'd be so good. It'd be so fucking good.
I don't want to play a MOBA anymore. I'm 30 now. I can't play MOBAs.
It's back for Rollo.
Well,
Okay.
but
Lord
MOBAs in
of
this-
Minion is a MOBA.
A MOBA with
Lord
the
of
same
Dominion.
time limit as Pokemon Unite, Rollo.
Yeah, that would be fine.
I'm too old for these games now. I can't do it anymore. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I've grown
Before
out.
its time.
We need to move. So Meoni, adding the faceware slot took them 10 years. Okay, this is just so if it wasn't clear. This is Mela. I'm reading Mela's notes.
He actually said the 10 years.
Yeah. But the remark at the end is
This
Mela.
part.
Yeah,
Took
this
them
is
10
really-
years, but it's finally here. Wow. He then yapped about how fashion accessories work in terms of memory. For example, Parasols use the weapon memory and Wings use the mount memory. If these are always displayed, you'd no longer be able to mount. It's possible that in the next graphical update this has changed, but until then you can't have Wings, etc. always showing. He didn't really answer the question of if scarves, etc. could use the fashion accessory spot.
Isn't that insane though? So when you have the wings, that's a mount. That's taking the memory.
Yeah, I know.
Mount. It's insane.
That doesn't surprise. That does not surprise me at all. I will say I like Mailer pointing that out because there were often times where he is asked questions that he does not answer, and then chooses to answer a question that he wished he was asked.
Yeah, that's true.
He is the worst.
You know what? He's a pro at dodging. You gotta applaud the effort.
He's a pro at dodging because he's not in a press gallery where people can push him on the same question over and over again.
No one ever pushes him.
Because they realize they have 3 questions. They're not wasting their 3 questions on the same question. Then they have no content.
We have already established that Yoshi P is the master at just saying nothing.
He's the best.
Everything. So.
If he doesn't want to answer, he will just answer another question he made up.
Yeah. I feel like he goes into an interview, but like, these are the things I want to get across, and then he has them left over. Like if he gets a question he doesn't want,
you can tell when it's a question he's interested in, or like not even like just the ones he has pre-planned, but like sometimes he'll hear a question, he's like, "Oh, that's actually interesting," and he goes into like a pretty long-winded answer about it.
Yeah,
that's what you want. Unfortunately, it's hard to find those.
Yeah,
I do like them.
Yeah,
you should be better asking questions. We're the best asking questions.
That's so true. Right. Why didn't you invite us?
Well, yeah, I missed the empanadas, man. That's not fair.
Yeah.
Fucked up.
He has some plans on how he will counter bloating as the level keeps increasing. They are trying to forecast when they will reach a difficult point in bloating. An example is the accumulation of ability points, where you can have the option of allocating these into specific abilities, and this then changes the effects of the ability or a new animation. Another example is talents, so Dragoon could have a line for cultivating their character outside of having to level.
Oh, you're not gonna say the part that was coming.
OMG!
Next.
Talent trees confirmed.
I actually think that's really exciting, and I do agree with this. This is what I've wanted for a while, but not in the same extent. But I've thought this is actually more than I thought they'd ever be able to implement. I always thought that they'd just make variations of the same job. So like they'd make one that was just like what we call academician, which is just like a spin-off of scholar, which focuses more on like, I know, the carbuncle. This is actually more than what I was expecting.
Yeah.
Even the first suggestion though, where instead of like, let's say it caps at 100 and each time after that you gain like 10 ability points, and it kind of gives you a way of customizing your abilities in a little way, like I don't know, your AoE rotation stronger, or you focus on single target or something.
You finally become an
There
ice
is
mage.
no reason you would want to focus on your AoE rotation if you
Maybe
want to
you're
do
a
any
chronic
degree of
dungeoneer.
Let's also I we should make it clear these are examples. These are not
he was very he went over that, like, he was like very just an example.
These are plans.
Yes.
Cool that they're thinking about it.
It's a cool that he's even bringing it up is interesting. So
okay.
Jesse Cox. Jesse said that people felt that Shadowbringers Endwalker were very single-player focused. Yoshi P responded saying that MMOs have a high barrier for entry, and the single-player elements added there are there to ease them in once they're finished with them. With Dawntrail, they're focusing more on the multiplayer element, which is kind of
exciting.
Yeah, that is exciting. I mean,
you said that before, so
we've heard it.
It's exciting. I wish he told us anything about the field instances because they seem to be the focus for this multiplayer content. But oh well.
Yeah.
He did at least go further into detail on cosmic exploration.
Yes. Ben Starr made a video for Yoshi P requesting for Lalafell to be able to mount players.
Not like that.
Not right. Yoshi P suggested something like a menu that asks, a Lalafell wants to ride you. Yes, no? If players make a big enough discussion, the devs might be incentivized to find a solution. Do not. This can only go wrong. Okay?
That was a really funny video, though, that he made Yoshi P watch.
Yeah, I highly recommend watching his Jesse Cox videos for that Ben Starr moment, especially. I can't do it justice in words here, but
it was funny.
Yeah.
Don't do that though. That's really weird.
But
Don't say mount, please.
But I think
don't say mount, and also don't give them more. They've already got special dwarven houses that only they can enter.
I think modders will find a way to make that apply to all characters. And now, when I'm in my assless chaps and I've got my riding crop in my hand, Lukeil Bravestone wants to mount you. Yes, no.
Well, you can't. No, I don't think you'll ever be able to have your riding crop in your hand because you can't even have your weapon in your hand when you're on an actual mount.
They'll find a way. They can do anything.
Modders.
If they can mod it, just reverse it and make a Rogadin sit on a Lalafel's shoulder, and then we'll see what happens.
Okay. Anyways, from Hardcore Gamer. Yoshi P feels they overcorrected starting in Stormblood when it came to reducing pain points and lessening stress. The team was too sensitive. Okay, so this is kind of the same way we talked about. Negative feedback, which he feels restricted their creativity. With Dawntrail, he wants to shift back and bring a wow factor to players. So we've essentially said that already. But,
so that's the focus with the content. With the don't worry, Jobs will get that next expansion.
Yes.
8.0 guys.
Yeah.
One at a time, Georgie. One at a time. You asked too much.
So the interviewer mentioned that field operations were decisive, but sorely missed in Endwalker, and wants to know how they plan to improve the formula. Yoshi P goes on to say that Eureka was their first attempt at such content, and the team didn't have the proper knowledge to create systems for the content. Bosnia, on the flip side, tried to accommodate and reduce pain points with the system. He feels that they skewed to two opposite extremes with Bosnia and Eureka. Once Eureka added Baldessian Arsenal, that's when people seemed more interested and excited, but before then, there wasn't much to do. The team plans to have something available per patch with Dawntrail. With the knowledge from making systems and providing things to do in Bosnia, they plan to merge ideas from Eureka with the new content. More updates throughout the 7.x series, and he doesn't think it'll be in place for 7.1, but sure, 7.2 and beyond.
That's a little worrying timescale, but it's fine, I guess.
That's the timescale they've had for every exploratory content, which is still later than I want. I want it earlier than that.
Yeah.
Sorry, I meant to write divisive at the start, really, indecisive.
Oh, sorry, divisive. Right.
That's fine. I mean, I feel like Zadnor was and Bosnia were like pretty good for the most. The pain points for me in Eureka really were the leveling system. Well, also Pagos, but I feel like the leveling system was not as well balanced in Eureka as it was in. Like you had to get so many levels.
No, I would say that the leveling system in Eureka is not balanced through to Pagos, and I think it's actually quite well balanced in Pyros and
maybe
Hydatos.
Yeah.
I feel like Bosnia leveled at a nice rate and felt pretty fun to be in.
Yeah. I like the 3-zone division too in the first area. Like it felt very like I knew what to do. Like this is my where I'm active right now, and then when I progress further in the story or I get to a higher level, I can move to the next zone. And then like it was I like how organized that was.
Yeah.
I like the idea of gates that are sort of like gates but not really, like the idea of enemies that will kill you until you get the access to abilities or strength to kill them. I miss that a little. What? Not dragons. No, I don't mean dragons, because even when you're capped, they can still destroy you.
Yeah.
I mean just like mobs that are way too high level for you to deal with until you get further into the content.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I missed that when it came to Bosnia.
Right.
I like having specific areas and you do feel the progression. And Animos I enjoyed, and it did have that in. But
yeah,
I think things that take away from your exploration and just the fun, like the dragons, they just weren't good. Especially the cheeky dragon at the bottom of the cliff where you've got 1 HP.
Yeah.
That's just horrible.
So mean about that.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny because I know about it, so I won't be running, but still, it's a bit harsh.
Okay. GameSpot interviewer asked about how the dev team approached creating Dawntrail.
What a broad question.
Yes.
That is literally what they said.
Yeah. Yoshi P goes on to say that he wanted to deliver to players the idea that this area is very diverse in regards to values, politics, and are trying to come to a mutual understanding. The team did research on real-life cultures in the region of topics such as food and the history behind that food. It was a multi-team effort with localization teams abroad and other branches, so the Japanese team wouldn't misrepresent the cultures that inspired Dawntrail.
The history of food just takes me back to when I did food studies in university as an
Food
elective.
studies?
Tell us about the origin of a taco. I'm sure you know.
I didn't specifically look into that, Rollo, but I did look into the definition of taste.
Oh,
That is
And what
not
we
something
like.
we can go
That
into
sounds-
here, but that is interesting.
yeah. Let's explore
right
that.
now.
Yeah.
Let's explore that on a different
Yeah,
day.
let's explore that later. Okay, yeah.
This is all part of the same thing for the games. It was just I just split it up.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right. Yoshi-P goes on to say that they worked with an external company to make sure as to what is appropriate and what would be risky. The consultants advised on preliminary material on how certain things could be misinterpreted or potentially offensive. Square Enix strived to understand why some of their ideas might have been seen in a negative light, and instead of abandoning the concept entirely, worked with the consultants to rework it.
That's very unusual for any game company to do, but particularly a Japanese game company to do in relation to representing cultures of other countries around the world.
Well, I think they did this after they did the Sami outfit. They probably realized
I don't
that if
think
we're
it's
going to do
exclusive.
Even
no,
the new
no,
world
not exclusive.
Macron.
I will say that when
I think that would. I agree. I think that was the trigger point.
Yeah, because they were like, we're about to make an expansion based on a different culture. If this is the feedback we're getting for just one piece of clothing, we might need to do this right. I
definitely like the part. Oh, yeah, I definitely like the part too where they're saying that they don't just abandon the ideas; they want to rework it too. Like they still want to get their vision across, but not.
I think that's the way of
in
doing
a
it.
better way.
Yeah. We do want to emphasize that we did our due diligence, not just internally, but then we also made sure to get proper feedback and advice. Yoshida concluded. So
that's good. Then.
Yeah, I think that's all I personally was really asking for when it came to this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I remember the announcement of Dawntrail. Baghamhead was like, "This has the potential to be the most fucked up representation of like Mesoamerica in recent times." But no, they are, they're trying.
Yes. And that's good. They've learned from their past mistakes, I guess. And that's all the interviews that we've gone through right there. So you should now be fully up to date on everything.
You're ready for Dawntrail.
You are ready for Dawntrail now.
We're the suckers that read everything for you, so you don't have to do it.
You're welcome.
But go watch their stuff.
We weren't even stupid enough to do it all ourselves, each of us individually.
No.
For each other suckers, too.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, well, there you go.
One more podcast before Dawntrail.
That's right.
Get your mock mails in. You've got one last
anxiety.
time to do final speculation, final predictions.
Yes.
And then we'll know everything.
Yeah. Okay, well, that's it.
I'm so excited.
Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll be back next week for the last pre-Dawntrail episode of Speakers of Eidolon. And then, remember the parade is on Sunday, the next Sunday, so that's the 23rd. And then the following week will be in Dawntrail. The next episode 408 is going to be in a post-Dawntrail world.
Oh, finally.
That is
Scary
crazy.
to think about.
Yes.
Guys, queue up into Bosch and Southern Front tomorrow so I can power level.
All right, that's
Don't forget, get your PvP series. It's almost over.
It's
get the
almost
gear.
over. Do it
Please,
now.
if you've not done it, come on, guys.
Clean your inventory. Finish your PvP
God, I got a spring
stuff.
clean.
I don't know what else. Level your classes, I guess. Whatever you have to do.
Get your
Chloe.
Your bingo card.
Chloe.
Your Chloe cards.
Get your Chloe.
Yeah. No, next week.
This is
next week is
starting from next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday.
But don't hand it in. Finish it, but don't hand it in, and then you'll get a 50% of your level. Oh, a whole level. It's a lot of XP.
Yeah.
The series stops once the expansion starts.
Yes. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, it's a 48-hour maintenance. Am I remembering this right?
Yes.
Yeah. So
they did say that they did say they want to make the download available pretty soon after the maintenance starts.
Yeah.
They said it was something like a 55 gigabyte update for PC.
Yes.
Yeah, it was for that.
And that's
for
a download. It's 100 plus unpackaged.
Yes.
You know
yes,
what?
for
It's
PS
not that bad these days.
Yeah.
for PS5 it was something like 60 to 70. For PS4 it was something like 80, and for Xbox you have to download the whole game again. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Yes.
Does Xbox not have compression?
Well, they had to. There was something I don't know. Remember, they've just got the game, so
That's
they
true.
haven't.
Does even PS4 have worse compression than PS? Is that how their architecture works?
Well, yeah, of
I
course.
think,
The PS4 has worse architecture than the PS5.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Of
I
course.
feel like compression is just like timelessly good, but fair enough.
Guess not. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's it. Thanks for watching. We'll be back next week, same time, same place. Remember to follow on Twitter at SpeakersXIV, twitch.tv/SpeakersOfHeidland, youtube.com/SpeakersXIV, did I say twitch.tv/SpeakersXIV, exclamation Discord in chat if you want to join our Discord server, and if you're watching on demand, link is in the description. We'll see you
Yay.
next week. Bye!
Bye.
Bye.